Though Vieira are hailed as rare sights outside their home territories of southern Authard, rarer still is it to see one among Garlean soldiers. The 10th Imperial Legion is not well known for its inclusivity, unlike the 4th Legion and its diverse collection of soldiers from all over the realm, but Savar Pyr Lobelia would never dream of being... Like all Vieira, Savar's gender was unknown for the first 13 years of his life, before he was noted to be male, and thus taken by the wood warders of the Golmor jungles and trained to defend his homelands. His training would be put to far sooner use than anyone would have expected, however, as a cohort of men identified as Garleans were spotted making their way through the jungles. Though young, Savar was an eager and rash warrior who would not be swayed when informed by his seniors that he was to remain behind, while the elder warriors dealt with the intruders. He secretly followed along behind them and bore witness to a clash that he would remember for the rest of his life. The wood warders fought bravely, using the terrain and foliage of the jungle to their advantage, but the Garleans had the advantage of the Magitech on their side, shredding the jungle canopy with shells and explosives. At the head of the cohort was a man clad in more ornate black armor, leading his men from the front and expertly dispatching any ambushers from the wood dwellers. So enthralled by the sight of this man leading his men, Savar did not see what happened next, but he certainly felt it. A wave of intense heat washed over the area before an all-consuming blast of fire and devastation tore through the entire area, knocking him unconscious even as the screams of wood warder and Garlean soldier alike rung in his ears. When he awoke, the jungle was a blackened and charred wasteland, a far cry from the verdant scape it had been before. Savar was fatally wounded, only able to crawl on his stomach, desperately trying to pull himself through the smoke and ash to safety. Though where that was he was never truly sure. Then, like a ray of light cutting through the clouds after a thunderstorm, a black-gloved hand reached out for him and pulled the young Vieira boy from the ashes. After a period of recuperation, Savar learned that the man who saved him was also the man he saw leading the Garlean military, Marcellus Rem Lobelia, who, as a result of the catastrophic events of the attack, was accused of allowing his soldiers to die and stripped of all his accolades. Unwilling to let his savior face such slander, Savar presented himself to the disgraced commander and demanded that he train him as a Garlean soldier. Though reluctant, Marcellus eventually relented to Savar's request, first formally adopting him as a son to allow him the ability to enlist, due to now being an imperial citizen, and second enrolling him in the Garlean military. Savar was a quick scholar and uncanny warrior who excelled in all his combative endeavors, despite the disdain from his peers and teachers for his savage origins. Thusly, Savar graduated on top of his class, and shocked all when he demanded to be transferred to the 10th Legion to serve alongside his father. This demand did not earn him any less vitriol from his comrades, but Savar did not care. All that mattered to him was the ability to serve alongside his father, the honorable man who had saved his life, and he would endure any barbs and ridicule directed at him to achieve his goal. However, upon seeing what had become of the soldiers' trust in his father's leadership due to his now apparent disgrace and failure, Savar composed a new objective: drag the 10th Legion into greatness, and show all of Garlemald that his father was still the valiant leader he had always been. In pursuit of this goal, Savar began taking on more and more dangerous missions, succeeding each with practiced ease and lethality. Yet despite his contributions, any record of his involvement would be hastily struck from any official records of the operation, a fact Savar was all too well aware of. Yet his only choice was to continue to undertake more and more dangerous tasks in an attempt to perform such fantastical feats that it would be impossible to deny his involvement. Finally, after the defeat of Gaius van Baelsar's 14th Legion and the destruction of the Ultima weapon, the command of the 10th Legion were issued a very specific request. They were to send their most skilled soldiers on a covert mission to Eorzea in order to assassinate the savages' new supposed glorious hero, the Warrior of Light. Savar was eager to take the job, despite the odd hesitation of Marcellus, his father, and hastily smuggled himself into the city of Ul'Dah to begin gathering reconnaissance for his mission.
Here. Here. Feel. Hear, feel, think.
Hey. Hey, you. You all right, lad? You were moaning something fierce for a while there. Feeling the effects of the ether, I reckon. You'll get used to it, though. Don't worry. You there! Halt! What's this about? Inspection. Men, search the carriage. I'm just an honest peddler, friend, so, don't be too disappointed if you don't find nothing, eh? Mind your tongue, old man, lest I cut it out. Look, sir. Somnus. Honest peddler, was it? Since when do honest peddlers deal in prohibited herbs? You're in a lot of trouble, old man. You'll rot in a dungeon till the end of your days. Unless you can afford the fine. Business as usual. Look out! Holy shit. Ah! Amalja! Amalja! 2 arms! 2 arms! Seven hells. Consider this a warning. Now go, all of you! My man is on the moon. First man on the moon, that guy. Whew. That kind of excitement ain't good for the heart. You be careful around them brass blades, lad. Bastards will have the shirt off your back if they fancy it. Like common bandits they are, only less honest. Thank the gods for sending some beastmen to the rescue, eh? Hey, seeing as we've still got a long ride ahead, you mind keeping me company till we arrive? Them young'uns don't care much for conversation, see? Brent's the name, and peddlin's me trade. And judging by your unusual garments, I'll wager you're one of them new adventurers. I knew it. Going wherever the wind blows, seeking fortune and glory. Now that's what I call living. So long as you can avoid dying, I mean. Ain't no secret that adventure is a risky business, these days especially. What was it that first attracted you to it? Glory. Respect. Glory, eh? Well, if you're willing to take on them tasks as other folk ain't, an adventurer such as yourself can win fame that coin can't buy. When you arrive in town, you'll want to report to the Adventurers Guild. You can find out everything you need to know about the adventuring business in there. Just remember, though, there are more important things than fortune and glory, such as breathing. Ain't no profit in being dead, and that's a fact. By the by, is this your first trip to Ul'Dah? Yes, it is. Is it? Well then, let this journeyed itinerant tell you the ins and outs of your destination. Ul'Dah is ruled by the Sultana in name, but as most folks know, the Syndicate holds all the real power. Them and their monetarist cronies would happily get rid of her grace altogether, but that won't happen while she still commands the loyalty of the Royalists, and the Royalists are nothing if not loyal. These factions have long fought over power, throwing the weight of their wealth against each other, and they show no signs of stopping. Of course, the Lizardmen, that's the Amalja, couldn't care less about Ul'Dah politics. They have their own interests, see? And they ain't afraid to use force to serve them. They say war is a gift to peddlers, need breed and profit. Although it shames me to say it, I'm inclined to agree. Ah, at long last. Behold Ul'Dah, jewel of Thanalan, will folk turn sand into gold.
Deep in the sun-baked south, surrounded by the shifting sands of an endless desert, she rises. A solitary rose amidst the dust and rock, a symbol of defiance. Her name, Ul'Dah. Even with the coming of the 7th Umbral Era, hope springs eternal for the mongers and merchants who vie for lost fortunes in this bustling oasis. As the twin faces of Nold Thal maintain their vigil over all that has been and shall be, the present proffers a brave soul. One whose arrival could mark the beginning of a new era of prosperity for the realm.
And here's where we part ways, lad. I'm off to the markets to deliver me wares, then it's on to the high road for me. Here, I want you to have this, by way of thanks for putting up with me prattle. You never did tell me your name, though. Hey, but here's an idea. Become the sort of storied personage I can brag about having met, and I'll consider us square.
May the traders nurture our fortunes as they kindle the flames which burn within us all. For by fire are we reborn.
Oi, Ventura, over here. Aye, I mean you. Fresh off the carriage by any chance? Eh? How can I tell? Name's Wymond, and my business is knowing every bugger else's. Now then, what if I was to offer you some invaluable advice by way of welcome to our fair city? Free of charge, even. Just this once, like. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another bonus episode of Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reread. In the last bonus episode we explored the starting zone levels 1 through 15 of Gridania. In this episode, we will be exploring the levels 1 through 15 starting zone of Ul'Dah. As usual, I should say that we started our adventure initially in the city-state of Limsa. But we did do some quests in Ul'Dah and in Gridania upon our arrival there on our main character, Rouge Lorelei. With that in mind, I will be electing to skip any quests that we have already seen. There are some quests that have additional updated dialogue if they are the first time doing a certain quest of a certain variety, and in cases like that, I will be reading the dialogue again. However, for the most part, everything else will kind of be about the same. I'll cut out anything that needs to be cut out, and you can enjoy this experience wholesale. So, without further ado, let's get started. We have our man here, Savar Lobelia, and let's take some time to talk to people, shall we? Hello, Wymond. Coming to Ul'Dah. To be recognized as an adventurer in the city-state of Ul'Dah, you must register yourself with the Adventurers Guild. 'Tis plain to anyone with eyes that you don't know your way around here. If I let you go wandering off down the nearest dark alley, you're certain to get mugged or worse, and I don't want that on my conscience. So before you do anything else, you'll want to head over to the Quicksand and speak with Momodi. She's the master of the Adventurers Guild and can set you on the right path. Just take those steps over yonder and pass through the double doors. You'll find her inside. And that's as much as you're getting for free. Good luck with the adventure, adventurer. Speak with Momodi inside the Quicksand. That'd be the wisest thing for you to do. To Tomoko. Thinking of leaving already, are you? At least have a drink at the Quicksand before you go. Ul'Dah not to your liking, newcomer. Why not partake of the Quicksand's hospitality before you decide to leave us? Alright, fine, dickhead. What if I want to get out and get hunting? Bubu Kuli. I don't believe I've seen you around here before. New adventurer, am I right? Then make your way to the Quicksand and register at the guild. No. Halt! You've not joined the guild yet, have you? I thought not. Held to the Quicksand, adventurer. Registration is mandatory. So pushy, these Ul'Dahs. Not to say that, you know, anybody else is less than pushy, but still. Tazi. Try not to get lost, adventurer. Certain parts of the city are best left unexplored. Hey! Weren't you on the carriage that just arrived? All new adventurers are required to register at the guild before wandering off into the city. Nanamuko. If you're looking for a place to mingle with folk from all over, then the Quicksand is the place for you. Ooh. Botolf. Come, lad, is this your first visit to Ul'Dah? Oh, you'll find it to be a fine city, with more chances to make guild than anywhere else. If you'd like to earn a bit yourself, best go speak to Momodi about getting started. You'll find her just beyond that counter there. Hello there, adventurer. You new in town? Best direct all your questions to Mistress Momodi, then. She'll take care of the same. As one of the smiths, I provide guidance for those just starting out on the path of the adventurer. For the present, I suggest you learn your way around the city, an endeavor which Momodi will no doubt wish to aid you. I'm pointing at a book. Why, hello there! Who might you be? If you're looking to join the Adventurers Guild, you've come to the right place. Name's Momodi, and I own this fine establishment, if it please you. I also manage the Adventurers Guild here in Ul'Dah, so you might say that looking after green adventurers like yourself, is my vocation. And lucky for you that it is. Without someone like me to steer you right, you'd soon find yourself out in the middle of nowhere, caught up in business you don't understand. Like our conflict with the Amalja, for example. They've been plaguing the Sultanate for nigh on, forever now. Then there's the Garlean Empire. None can say for sure what they're plotting these days, only that they are. Aye, the people drink and make merry, but underneath there's worry. Worry and a lingering feeling of loss. And little wonder. It's scarce been 5 years since the lesser moon cracked open like a giant egg, releasing an abomination, turning that fine realm into an eighth hell. So much was lost in the blink of an eye. It was like the end of the world had come at last. But then things began getting foggy. Everyone's got their own version of what happened next. Some of them 2 or 3. You'd think people would remember something like that, but the fact is they don't. Nobody does. There is one thing the survivors agree on, though. The part played by a band of adventurers who laid down their lives for a realm that wasn't their own. They fought valiantly, and like so many others, they never returned. Deeds worth remembering, I'm sure you'll agree. It's just a shame our recollections of those brave heroes are as jumbled as those of the calamity itself. Whenever we try to call their faces to mind, it's like they're standing between us and the midday sun, permanently silhouetted. I bet that sounds poetic to you, doesn't it? Well, it's not. It's bloody infuriating. But even if we can't remember 'em, we'll not let 'em be forgotten, and so we call 'em the Warriors of Light. And they'll forever stand as a shining example of what adventurers can achieve. That's why I welcome new arrivals like yourself to our fair city. All I ask is that you lend a helping hand and try to leave Ul'Dah in a better state than you found her. If you can promise that, then I'd be happy to let you join the guild. All right then, a promise is a promise now. I'm counting on your help to put the past behind us. We need people working and spending and bickering like the old days. A happy and a prosperous Ul'Dah means more business for the quicksand, too. Any road, let's make this official. Go ahead and write your name in the register, neat as you can. Savar Lobelia. Well, ain't that a charming name? Just rolls off the tongue, it does. You don't have to be nice about it, Momodi. I don't think it does, honestly. Not without the middle part. All right, Mr. Lobelia. On behalf of the Adventurers Guild, I officially... Please, sir, be merciful. 12 is my witness. I swear to you I'll bring you your money. In the East, it is said that even a merciful god might be driven to vengeance if thrice blasphemed. Be grateful you were given a 4th chance to offend. You two, attend to this scum. No, please, mercy. Well, ain't that a sorry sight? Nor an uncommon one, if I'm honest. Don't worry, though. If you work hard, I doubt you'll end up like him. Just the same, if you ever need a bit of advice about one thing or another, pay me a visit. Just don't go bothering me every time you stub your bloody toe, all right? Of course, I do enjoy hearing tell of a gentleman's woes with the women folk from time to time. Hee. Any road, welcome to Ul'Dah, Savar. Take a moment to catch your breath, and I'll teach you a little about our fair city. Close to home. Momodi, the proprietress of the Quicksand, wants you to perform 3 tasks that will help you learn the fundies of adventuring. Gotta get them fundies. Before you go charging off to find your fortune, I have a basic few tasks I'd like you to perform so as to help you get to know the place. First of all, I want you to visit the Aetheryte Plaza. To get there, head west from here till you reach Emerald Avenue, then look to the north. You should see a giant floating crystal called an Aetheryte. If it weren't for Aetherites, traveling around Eorzea would be a damn sight more troublesome than it is. Of course, you still need to attune to them before you can use them, so be sure you do that with the one in the plaza. You ever tuned with an Aetherite before, Savar? If not, just lay your hand on the thing and you'll see what I mean. When you've done that, I want you to pay a visit to the Gladiators Guild over at the Colosseum. Assuming that sword ain't just for show, you might consider training there. And finally, I want you to visit the Sapphire Avenue Exchange over on the Steps of Thal. Goods from all across Eorzea and beyond turn up there every day. You'll have no trouble finding armor, weapons, or anything else a fledgling adventurer like yourself might need. You might even say that everything's for sale here in Ul'Dah, as long as you've got the gil. Just make sure you don't pay more than you ought, Savar. There's plenty as won't scruple to swindle unsuspecting foreigners like yourself, especially if they think no one's looking out for their best interests. Which is why I'm giving you this letter. When you visit the exchange, find a gentleman named Caesaroga and give it to him. He'll be happy to tell you about the markets once he's read it. In short, then, visit the Aetheryte Plaza, the Gladiators Guild, and the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Simple. Oh, but before you go, a word of advice. While there's more than a few unsavory characters out there who will try to take advantage of you, there are also some with honest-to-goodness problems who you should consider offering a helping hand to. A lot of folk are lured to the city by the promise of wealth and power. What many of them fail to realize is that instead of chasing after Gil the moment they get here, they ought to be making friends. Let it be known that when you're willing to give as much as you get, and opportunities will come your way. Speaking of which, you should speak with the smith over yonder. Those lads always have some good advice for up-and-coming adventurers. Otherwise, that's about it from me. It's past time you got going. Oh, and let me know when you've finished, will you? That way I won't spend my days worrying that you're down to your small cloths without a guilty a name. Don't get robbed. Good evening to you, adventurer. Do you seek lodgings at the Hourglass? Pardon me, what was your name again? Savar Lobelia? I've heard nothing from Mistress Momodi about this. Alas, without her express permission, I cannot permit you to stay. My apologies, sir, but I am not authorized to issue guild leves to those as new to adventuring as you appear to be. Perhaps you should speak with Momodi across the hall and see if she cannot point you to the right direction. Okay, well that's gonna be annoying. So, you shut the fuck up right now, please. So how you taking to Ul'Dah, Savar? Make any new friends in high places yet? Ha! Well, when you have the Sultana's ear one day, I hope you won't have forgotten about old Wymond. Long as you're here, mayhap you can do me a favor and take this missive to Josias at the Platinum Mirage. It's just over yonder, and the man'll even give you some gil for your trouble. If only all the work in the city was this easy, eh? Alright, well, let's attune to this aetheryte. Hail, adventurer! Might you have come at the behest of Miss Momodi of the Quicksand? Excellent, which brings us to the matter of the attunement fee. That will be 100,000 gil, if you please, sir. Ah, ha, ha, ha! Apologies, but I do so relish the opportunity to make that jest. The look on your face was absolutely priceless. But the fact that you were so easily deceived suggests to me that you are unfamiliar with the use of aetherites. Allow me to explain. These crystalline agglomerations tap into ethereal energies and are primarily used as a means to travel swiftly from one place to another. Perchance you have heard of return and teleport? Well, these transportation spells make direct use of the aetherites and their connections to the flow of ether. Given that there is an aetherite in almost every corner of Eorzea, any adventurer with a mind to explore the realm will wish to seek out and attune himself to each and every one. But even if you have no intention of wandering beyond the Sultanate's borders, it would be prudent for you to attune yourself to any aetherites you encounter from now on. I pray you found that informative. Should you wish to learn more about aetherites or transportation magic, I should be happy to answer your questions. Return, learn. Anyway, of course we're going to talk to this guy and get the entire spiel about ether and fucking teleporting and money and yada yada. Hail, adventurer! If you would to know aught of the aetherites and ethereal travel, I, Nenebaru, would be happy to assist you. What's ethereal travel? In order to understand the workings of ethereal travel, one must first understand the nature of ether itself. Ether is an invisible, intangible substance that exists all around us. It flows through every living being, including you and me. It is what sustains us, and without it, we would perish. Once the spirit departs the body due to death, our remains are reduced to ether and return to the ethereal river known as the life stream. However, it was long ago discovered that with sufficient control over one's spiritual energies, a man could deliberately reduce his physical form to ether without severing the connection between body and soul. And so the spells known as Return and Teleport were born. What are aetherites? These crystalline agglomerations of ether, which are a common sight throughout Eorzea, are vital to ethereal travel. By touching the aetherite, you can attune your body's ether with the crystal. Should you fall in battle and your body be reduced to ether, you may awaken back at the aetherite, which you have the strongest resonance, your home point. With the proper training, however, you can resist the pull of your home point and travel to a different aetherite. This is the technique commonly referred to as teleportation. But know that you can only travel to an aetherite which you have previously attuned. When visiting an unfamiliar area, you would do well to seek out the nearest aetherite before engaging in any dangerous activities. In essence, aetherites act as lodestones, which allow us to move contrary to the natural flow of the life stream. Yet be fairly warned, to attempt ethereal travel without these lodestones is akin to suicide. What's the difference between return and teleport? Compared to teleport, return is less taxing on our spiritual energies, as we are naturally drawn towards our home point, the aetherite with which we have the strongest resonance. Spell can be cast quickly, making it ideal for emergencies. By way of a drawback, you cannot select your destination at will. Return can only send you back to your home point. Teleport offers greater versatility, in that you can travel to any aetheryte which with you have previously attuned. However, it requires a great deal of spiritual energy known as anima to safely guide one's body and soul to the weaker ethereal beacon. Do not worry, though, many adventurers recover quickly and are more than capable of frequent travel. That is, assuming they can afford the costs involved. You see, in the Calamity, many of the aetheryte camps across Eorzea were completely destroyed. Rebuilding these camps came at a great expense, and the money which made this possible was lent by certain wealthy individuals. This debt is being repaid to this day, and it is the reason that we must levy a fee to those who use the teleport spell. Business with the Platinum Mirage this evening? I have a sealed envelope. This unmarked envelope contains a missive penned by the local businessman Wymond. A missive from Wymond? All right then, let's have a look. Bird is barren. Let the hounds feast. So it goes. Oh, this? Well, you see, the guild is often contracted to provide protective services. Unfortunately for this particular petitioner, Wymond's investigation has revealed his finances to be wanting. Maybe adventurers like you don't mind working for free, but we have a business to run. I myself have 4 mouths to feed, so this bird will have to fend for himself, I'm afraid. It's worth noting, by the way, while I'm doing this quest, that, unlike Ruja, who just kind of does whatever people tell her to because she's afraid of them, Savar would literally rather kill people than do this kind of thing. Hello. Welcome to the Gladiators Guild, friend. Tell me, are you new to the thrills of mortal combat? Well, whether you are or not, you are new to us. If you would take your place in these hallowed halls, you must be willing and ready to undergo the most rigorous training. You must endure cuts and bruises beyond counting, and like as not, far worse. A daunting prospect, I concede, but there is no other way if you mean to take on the Blood Sands one day. And why wouldn't you? The Colosseum is only one of the most celebrated places of public entertainment in all of Ul'Dah. Where else could a poor man amass a fortune so vast as to one day allow him to claim a seat on the syndicate? There's not an Ul'Dah alive who isn't inspired by the rise of the self-made man. And there is no truer embodiment of this than the gladiator who wins riches and fame with his sword. Throughout its long and storied history, this guild has nurtured countless champions. Our training methods are second to none, and our members ever strive to develop new techniques. If you desire true glory, to fight and triumph amidst the roar of 10,000 voices, then this is where you belong, adventurer. Think of it. Think of your legacy. And if your soul stirs, join us. Well, my soul does still burn. What will it be? Will you rise above the masses and inscribe your name in legend, or will you resign yourself to mediocrity and die in obscurity? Oh, I'll do that. A decision you shan't regret. One moment. Make way for Savar Lobelia. Fresh meat coming through. Now then, before your enrollment can be considered complete, you must present yourself to First Sword Mila. Seek her out and obtain her approval. Aye, I heard Lelutsu. So you're Savar Lobelia. 'Tis a good, strong name. On behalf of the Gladiators Guild, allow me to welcome you. I am Mila, the guildmaster here. If you wish to study our arts, I presume you have your reasons for choosing the sword over all other weapons. Perhaps you think it is easiest to learn. A sword is a simple weapon, but to wield a blade well is anything but simple. For every Colosseum champion to emerge from our ranks, there have been countless disappointments who failed to achieve greatness. Bear that in mind before you answer me, Savar, for I do not ask this question lightly. Have you the strength to live by the sword, and if it be your fate, die by it? I do. Then welcome, Gladiator, to your new home. Let's not waste time, shall we? I would gauge your aptitude for the sword. Just outside the gates of Ul'Dah, you'll find plenty of marmots, hornets, and shrews. Slay 3 of each, and return here when finished. A simple task, but essential to your training nonetheless. Now go. You there. I would have words with you. And you are? Oh, a newly come adventurer, but of course. Yes, I am Cesaroga. What can I do for you? Ah, you would have me teach you the ways of the marketplace. Very wise. As for my fee... What, you expect me to do it for free? Surely you jest. My dear adventurer, when you ask an Ul'Dah for a favor, you should at least try to make it worth his while. Judging by your garb, I rather doubt you could afford my services, but the fact that you offer nothing is laughable. Well, how about this? A letter of introduction, a slip of bound parchment entrusted to you by Quicksand proprietress Momodi Modi. Oh, Mistress Momodi instructed you to seek me out, did she? Consider yourself fortunate to have such influential friends. I shall be brief, and you shall be attentive. You stand in the Sapphire Avenue Exchange, the busiest and most profitable marketplace in the Sultanate. Being advantageously situated in the relation to the other city-states, Ul'Dah's markets have ever served as both literal and figurative centers of Eorzean commerce. All the great overland trade routes lead to our city, and the majority of maritime trade between Vilbrand and Aldenard passes through our ports. Because of this, countless companies and consortia have chosen Ul'Dah as their base of operations. They see to it that this marketplace is awash with merchants and moneylenders day and night. Anything a man could ever desire can be purchased here, provided he has sufficient funds. Surely there's something you seek, adventurer, a deadlier sword, perhaps, or a shinier trinket. Whatever it is you want, the exchange will have it. To the north, you will find merchants peddling armor and accessories, curatives and crafting materials. And to the south, you will find weapons, tools, and an assortment of other useful items for sale. Seek out a particular merchant, or browse to your heart's content, but do try to remain aloof should you find something that piques your interest. Decisions made in the heat of the moment are usually unwise, especially where coin is concerned. That is all the complimentary aid you shall have from me, and far too much for my taste. My regards to Momodi. Now, off with you. Alright. Dick. Welcome back, Savar. I take it you've dispatched the beasts, and with ease. Rest assured there will be far greater challenges to come. If any wish to master the sword, then you must test yourself against a wide variety of foes. To this end, I present you this hunting log. It contains information on creatures ideal for a gladiator in training. You will doubtless gain valuable experience should you seek out and slay them. It is only with such patience that you will recognize and eliminate the deficiencies in your technique. Your training under me shall continue once the haft sits so snugly in your hand that you cannot imagine holding aught else. Until then, Savar. Momodi, I've back. I've back. How was your tour of the city, Savar? Get lost, did you? Aye, well, Ul'Dah's a big place with lots to see and do, but wandering around aimlessly don't pay the bills. If you're serious about making a living here, you'll need to remember where things are. So when you go exploring, explore like you've got a purpose, eh? Alright then, all that's left is for you to work hard, make money, and spend it here at the quicksand. That was not a joke. Bye. We must rebuild. Momodi of the Quicksand wants to introduce you to a certain someone at the Ul'Dah dispatch yard. Well, younglin, how are you finding our fine Ul'Dah then? Got your bearings about you yet? If so, mayhap it's time you ventured beyond the city walls. The bustling streets of Ul'Dah are one thing, but the wilds of Thanalan, that's another altogether. I know a bloke you might fancy speaking to, he you. Name of Papashan. You'll find him over at the Ul'Dah dispatch yard. No doubt he'll have some work for you. The dispatch yard's over in central Thanalan. Just head out the door across the hall, and you'll see the Gate of Nald staring right back at you. Pass through it and head east. You'll come upon it 'fore long. There are dangers beyond the wall, though, more than I care to count. Nothing too terrible, mind you, but feisty enough to attack if you draw near. Don't say nobody cared enough to warn you. Catch your breath. Boltov realizes himself at a loss after realizing the package he carries is not his own. Pray let me catch my breath. I went all the way to Scorpion Crossing for a package, but only just now I've returned with the wrong one. The way back is so far. I simply can't. Would you make the trip back in my stead? So poor soul at Scorpion Crossing is missing this package. I haven't the breath to tell you the way. Go and see. Mimishu. And Kekazani. Kekazani is shirking duty and could do with a wake-up call. Fantastic voyage. Sure, darling. You can come for a ride. Huh? Where am I? Who are you? And more importantly, where'd she go? Bugger, did my shift start already? The hell's with it. I'm bleeding exhausted anyway. Mind taking this to Giganasu at the dispatch yard outside the city? It'll probably give you something for the trouble. Just doing everybody's work for it, aren't I? It's gone. I just know it. God, it's as if I hadn't enough problems already. You took the wrong package, Botolf, you bloody oaf.
Well, luckily, I've got your package to Horizon. A small wrapped parcel bound for the settlement of Horizon. The Horizon package! You're a 12 send! You spared me quite a headache, friend. Thank you. Only there weren't so many other misplaced shipments plaguing me these days. Alright, enough messing around doing random side things. It's time to actually... Oh, Jesus Christ. We should check the Midnight Channel. Anyway, let's get over to the Ul'Dah dispatch yard. Hello, sir. Anyone seen Kekazani since last night? Anyone? Yes. Well, no, but I have his torn timetable, which is a slip of paper indicating the various departure and arrival times of Amagina and Sons Mineral Concern freight trains. Hey, what are you doing with that timetable? I've been looking all over for it. Got it from Kekazani, you say? Why, that useless drunk. I'll wager he was out at night again, chasing after skirts. That's it. The next time he misses his shift, I'm tying him to the tracks. That seems a little bit like overkill, but, I mean, who am I to talk? Hello there. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa Sean. Everybody makes that joke. Well, you certainly look the part of an adventurer, my friend. Might you be the good soul Momodi advised me to expect, I am Papa Sean, station master of this humble dispatch yard. An empty title, I assure you. I am truly no more of a tired old Lalafell passing his final years in quiet and solitude. 12 no, there have been plenty of both these last 5 years since the calamity struck. The devastation was vast. Yet now true Uldans work together, doing all in our power to rebuild what was laid to ruin. By the sweat of our brows and the love of our home, we have rebuilt Ul'Dah to the grandeur and majesty that you see today. The railways which run through this dispatch yard, too, were born of noble effort of a great many souls. But there is still much work to be done. The wounds left by the calamity run deep. Isolated areas beyond our lines of supply remain, and there are places yet wanting for relief and restoration. Ul'Dah needs the aid of you and your brethren, friend. In fact, never has our need been more dire. Which brings me to the point, I suppose. I do believe I may have some work suited to one of your ability. Oh boy. Nothing to see here. Station Master Papashan has a simple task for a fledgling adventurer. Since you've come all this way, perhaps you can perform an errand for me. It just so happens another number of centuries I have been sent to guard the area. Dispatch, to the dispatch yard, as it were. Just a little joke. They have long been away from the shade and the feather beds of the city. The hot days and cold nights can play hells on the mind and body out here. It isn't much, but go and give them these twilight pretzels, would you? I find comfort food always helps when I feel like killing myself. It's kind of dark, buddy. But whatever. Pretzels is as pretzels does. Legend of Zelda. The Twilight Pretzel. Hello, Mr. Sirius Sultan Sworn. Halt! Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to put the pretzel on the ground and place your hands above your head. Anyway, the Twilight Pretzel is a traditional Dunesfolk bread twisted into the shape of a knot and sprinkled generously with coarse ground salt before being baked to a perfect brown, resembling twilight over Thanalan. State your name and business. A Twilight Pretzel from Papashan. By the gods! Forgive me. You could say this new post has my nerves in a twist. I'm terribly sorry for that. Yes, well, you may be rest assured that the dispatch yard is safe so long as I stand watch. Please give Papashan my thanks and tell him that I only wish I could repay the favor. Nothing to report here. Peace reigns another day in central Thanalan. Servile Sultan Sworn. Hey. 12, save me. Scorching days, freezing nights, this post will be the end of me. Oh yeah, what about pretzel? A Twilight Pretzel? Don't mind if I do. Ah, now that's a refreshing goddamned pretzel. I feel reborn. Much as I hate to say it, though, the pretzel does nothing to change the fact that these cold nights are bloody intolerable. You should get like a blankie, dude. That'll warm you right up. And a stern Sultan Sworn. Western front, clear. Eastern front, clear. Pretzel, clear. For me, from Papashan. A twilight pretzel, my favorite! How did he know? Can't fight on an empty stomach now, can I? Actually, I can't fight on any stomach. I suppose you could say I have no stomach. For fighting. Brigands beware! The Sultan Sworn are here to serve and protect. I'm sure that will go great. Shusha! Fuck. Hey, old man, I did your shit for you. You've returned, and with a deal few pretzels I see. Tell me, how fair are Sultan Sworn sentries? Do they have anything to report? Anything at all? What? Nothing? Are you sure? Oh dear. Take this for your troubles, and stay a moment. There is more I would ask of you. Savar, I have just this moment. No, this is not the time for concealment is past. The truth is, even before I had you deliver those pretzels, I was privy to some most unsettling news, which is the real reason I sent you to meet those Sultan Sworn. Underneath the Sultan tree, Papashan is in dire need of your assistance. A young noblewoman from a very prestigious family has run away from home, and I have been ordered to see her safe return. The Sultan Sworn you met earlier are assisting with the search. Alas, it seems they have found no trace of her. I apologize for not being frank with you from the start, but we must proceed with caution. Should word of her disappearance spread, I fear others with less honorable motives may join the hunt. And should we allow her to come to any harm, not even 100 beheadings would be punishment enough. Cannot happen, Savar. It must not. I need you to help me find her. Alright, fine. Praise the 12. I knew I could count on you. I've instructed the others to expand the search, but Thanalan is vast and there are only so many of us. The young noblewoman's name is Lady Lilira. I want you to go south and look for her in the vicinity of the Sultan tree. Good luck. So some rich brats run away from her family, huh? Wonderful. That looks like a sultan tree. And that looks like a Lalafell with an aura around her. Hooded Lalafell. Again, that is not a hood. That is very clearly just a hat.
Sultan tree, hallowed spirit of my line, forgive my weakness. My failings have cost us dear. Show yourself.
What, I'm right here. Oh God.
As you command, O Lilira.
Taliesin Jaffe!
Forgive my selfish desire to assure your welfare.
Like you, the one dressed in the Taliesin Jaffe cosplay.
I don't recall. Simply pretend we never met and continue on your way.
Alright.
We both know I can do no such thing. It isn't safe for you here alone. It isn't safe for anyone. Not with this etheric disturbance. It's as though the dead are watching us.
Well, of course they are. The Taliesin Jaffe is here.
And I'd prefer not to join them. If it's all the same to you.
He's immortal. He can't die.
Ah, you must be the one the Papashan mentioned. Congratulations on finding our elusive young charge. You'll have to forgive her impetuousness. What she lacks in discipline, she makes up for in stubbornness. You should return with us. The station master will be eager to thank Lady Lilira's protector in person.
A weird-ass bird.
Alas, the station master will have to... Dear Lilira, for my sake, please stay out of harm's way. As for you, dear friend, for Lilira's sake, please stay in harm's way.
Okay, fine. Come, let's attend to our uninvited guest. I can't do a good Taliesin Jaffe. Sorry, everybody. It sure is an early duty, where we just do nothing. Lovely! It brought friends. Don't worry, I've killed them. Leave the big one to me. You handle the I already did. I killed them already. Let me at him. Stay close if you want me to heal you. Oh, good. More of them. Chusha! More of them? Really now, there are limits to our hospitality. And now yet more of them. Yeah. Yeah. Die. Almost done. Come on. Just a little more. Woo! Easy.
Whew.
Weird rock. Alright. Sure. Okay. You know when your whole day's been weird as fuck, and if it's like, another thing happens, it's like, man, sure, this might as well also happen.
Hear, feel, think. Crystal bearer. I am Hydaelyn, all made one. A light there once was that shone throughout this realm, yet it hath since grown dim. And as it hath faltered, so hath darkness risen up in its stead, presaging an end to life. For the sake of all, I beseech thee, deliver us from this fate. The power to banish the darkness dwelleth in the crystals of light. Journey forth and lay claim to them. By thy deeds shall the crystals reveal themselves to thee. Only believe, for the light liveth in thy heart. and shine thy light on all creation.
Ow.
Ah, coming around now.
Oh, good. He saw that happen. Now he thinks I'm stupid and uncool.
Would you mind telling me what that was?
That was a weird bird.
If I only knew. A denizen of the void at any rate.
I told you it was a weird bird.
The void sent? Here? But how?
The question isn't how, but who. We're not dealing with bookless bandits. Don't suppose the answer came to you in a dream?
Technically, yes. Something about the darkness? Have you ever heard of Kingdom Hearts?
No sooner did you fell the beast than you fell asleep. Too much ether, no doubt.
It's all big rock.
Interesting. I hadn't considered the crystal.
What does that mean?
But of course, this changes everything.
Please explain.
Oh, just thinking aloud.
Oh,
At
siren.
any rate, we haven't a moment to spare. I must return and report this at once.
Sorry about that, folks.
I leave Lady Lilira in your capable hands.
What?
How dare you pass me about like a swaddled babe?
Babe!
I shall return and tell them myself.
Big steppies. Moving out.
As you wish, your impetuousness. I suspect we shall meet again before long.
Probably. You look
Until
vaguely
then.
important.
Do try and stay awake.
Look, it's late. I'm tired. I've been awake for God knows how long. Fuck you. Who was that guy? And why was he so handsome? Oh, hey, Mr. Pizza, we got your girl. Thank the gods you've returned. You had us all so worried. You do realize what would happen if a person of your noble status were to be injured, or worse. Why, Her Grace the Sultana would be beside herself with grief, and so would her subjects. I dare say they'd be weeping in the streets. But I have already given you cause to weep, Papa Shan, you and the people of Ul'Dah. Please, you're not to say such things. We will find it, I swear to you. It is not my place to make demands, my lady, but I beg you, please, stay out of harm's way. I apologize for causing you undue worry, Papa Shan. I shall refrain from traveling unescorted in the future. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop. Cannot take Lalafell Walk seriously. Simply cannot. Sorry. I cannot thank you enough, Savar. I understand you fought bravely to protect Lady Lilira from void-sent fiends. For your gallant service, you deserve all the riches in the royal vaults. Alas, a small token of my gratitude is the best I can offer. What was with that weird hot guy? A hot, sarcastic man with a strange contraption strapped to his shoulder and a huge cock, you say? Well, I don't know about the huge cock part, but I see you met Thancred. He's a scholar who spends his days investigating oddities in the ether. Rather too fond of the sound of his own voice for my liking, but perfectly harmless. As for you, Savar, you're just the sort of adventurer we need around here. I pray you show the same kindness to the people of Thanalan as you did to us today. Damn it. He didn't know anything about the cock. Cicidoa. Step 9. Cicidoa needs a reliable adventurer to deliver a gift to the coffer and coffin. You're an adventurer, yes? If you're not otherwise occupied, I've a favor to ask. I've resolved to repay a debt of gratitude, which I owe to the owner of the coffer and coffin. For this purpose, I've purchased the royal plantations a prodigiously plump pumpkin, a particularly popular piece of produce. Alas, I cannot part this place to procure and proffer the pumpkin. You see, the scheduled shipment from the Nanawa mines, for which I wait, is late. I would prevail upon you to pick up the pumpkin in my stead and see it safely to the coffer and coffin. Present this receipt of purchase to Gagari at the royal plantations, and she will yield it to you. I apologize for asking you to attend to this time-consuming task, but I truly appreciate your assistance. Gagari? If Cicidoa doesn't come calling soon, this spectacular specimen shall sadly be past its prime. Well, I've got a receipt of purchase, which is a thing that I can exchange this slip at the royal plantations for one ripe pumpkin. Oh, so you're to deliver this decadent delight. I can say with confidence that any gourmand would be grateful for such a grand gift. Here is the pumpkin. I hope it meets with Roger's approval. Fresh produce is somewhat scarce in these parts, and as such we are always deluged with demand. You know the way to the coffer and coffin, correct? It is beyond the bridge to the northwest. Look for a place where local laborers lounge. Looks like we've also got something from Hihiyaja. The slaying of the shrews. Hihiyaja needs help thinning out the snipping shrew population. Thanalan has ever been a barren region. Believe me when I say that it takes no small effort to make crops grow here. We've even introduced earthworms to the soil in order to enrich it. Alas, they've been nigh eradicated by snipping shrews, burrowing critters native to these parts. Unless we save the earthworms, this entire plot won't yield so much as a single pumpkin next harvest. Won't you help us by thinning out the shrew population? The Shrew Hills would be the best place to start. I did it. Thank you, friend. You truly are the champion of the earthworms. Don't call me that. Now we can look forward to a plentiful harvest of pumpkins. I wonder which ones will grace the Sultana's plate. Oh, more, eh? Listen to your fish. Hihiyaja can point you in the direction of work. An idle adventure is a sorry sight. I have no need of assistance at the moment, but perhaps someone at the coffer and coffin wants for a helping hand. Wowo Baru, the resident chef, comes to mind. The man is obsessed with inventing new dishes, and I hear his current fascination is fish. If you were to donate some to it for his cause, I'm sure he'd be grateful. Now, I'm a simple farmer and don't know much about fish, but I do know what I like, and I like Orobon. You won't find a more succulent fish in these parts, I tell you. If you have a mind to give some fish to Wowo Baru, I can wholeheartedly recommend fatty Orobon. Orobon, that's the word. 4 slices or so should be enough for him to experiment. Alright, here we are in this stupid bar. Hey, you. Got fish for you. Fish futile. There are no suitable species, but I shall not surrender. Here, I got some fatty Orobon for you. Thick cuts of Orobon so fresh you can eat it raw. But probably shouldn't unless you enjoy parasites. Orobon! Of course! But wait, how did you know of my Epicurean endeavor? Well, it matters not. The solution you suggest is sensational. Sauté with salt, a squirt of sun lemon, so simple yet so sublime. Fish is a costly commodity here in Thanalan. Were it not for your local largesse, I would have been forced to fork out a fortune to have some brought hither. Thank you. The tasting of the shrews. Wowobaru needs an adventurer to furnish him with fresh shrew meat. Ah, bugger. My stores of shrew meat are nearly naught. The meat is an indispensable ingredient for making my smoked shrew loaves, which are famous for their fantastic flavor. Fortunately, I am no fool. In preparation for this possibility, I have set 2 barrel traps outside our establishment. Alas, I am not accustomed to butchering live beasts. If you could do the deed in my stead and bring me the meat, I can continue to cook. And while we're here, we might as well talk to Roger. Hey, drink for you, laddie? You won't get better ale or spirits for your coin than at me place. I got this plantation pumpkin for you. It is believed that after eating pumpkin for the first time, the Sultana fell in love with the nutty flavor and ordered all her royal plantations to grow the vegetable. What's that? We see Sadoa asked you to bring me this here. Ah, so even that foul-mouthed drunk knows the meaning of remorse. Reckon this is for the time I carried his drink-sodden arse back home. But hell's an honest-to-good God's pumpkin from the royal plantations. I can't wait to see what the cooks are do with her. The lads here scoff down beastly amounts of meat, and it's starting to tell on their health. It'd be good to get more vegetables in their bellies, assuming I can get the stubborn bastards to try something new. Thanks for the help, laddie. Prudence. At this junction. Roger hears all sorts of information in his line of work, some of which may be of use to you. May be useful to you. Word is Blackbrush Station's sorely undermanned. The stone torches there can't get a moment's peace. Bloke by the name of Warren is hoping to bolster their numbers for a short-term assignment or two. If you fancy putting a few extra gil in your pocket, you could do a lot worse. Took a slight detour to help some big dude beat up some elves. Or Ellison, whatever they're called. Who cares? Hey, got your shit. Have you carved up the critters? Quickly, else my customers will complain. Here's your fresh shrew meat. The flavor of shrew meat is only bearable if it is prepared within 6 bells of its harvest. Even then, it still must be blended with strong spices and smoked to be considered even remotely edible. This rich, robust redness. Shrew meat is lean yet lovely, I'll learn you. Slathered in my secret sauce and smoked, it's a symphony of savory sensations that will satisfy even the most critical connoisseur. It takes time to prepare it properly, though, so I fear we may be forced to deny our dedicated customers their desired dinner regardless. Well, sucks for them, then. Anyway. Hey, you looking for help or something? Looking for work, perchance? If so, you couldn't have come at a better time. We stone torches are sellswords hired by Amagina and Sons Mineral Concern to protect its interests. Our primary duty here is to keep the tracks clear of pests, and it is for this purpose we require your aid. I should point out, however, that it can be messy work, and liable to get messier if you're ill-prepared. A single piece of gear can mean the difference between life and death, and I'll not have it on my conscience that I set an ill-equipped adventurer to an untimely demise. See to it that your arms and armor are in order. When you are ready, present yourself to me again. Okay. So, you are ready for inspection? Good. Everything appears to be in order. You don't appear to be wearing a helmet, but I'll let that slide on account of the fact that you're playing as an unfinished race that does not have helmets added to the game yet. Yet know that naught is guaranteed in this world. Fate is a fickle mistress, after all. At any rate, capable adventurers like you are few and far between, and I would not have you throw your life away. I have had to bury too many comrades who brushed aside cracks in their hauberks and dints in their helms. No matter what you face, do not disregard the importance of gear. And here's a new piece for you. Now you look all cozy. Out of house and home. Warren has work for an adventurer willing to exterminate the Koblins attacking ore wagons. Let's get into it then, shall we? Ore wagons pass through this station every day, but not without incident. Wagons coming and going from the dispatch yard to the south must pass through a tunnel by Fesca's watch, a tunnel in which some genius saw fit to put an ore storehouse, creating ideal conditions for a Koblin nest. So now the ore-loving beasts have taken up residence in a tunnel we dug, and we're practically delivering meals to their doorstep. But no more. Inside the tunnel in question, you will find a narrow fissure where the Koblins hide. Use the silver ore cluster to lure out the creatures, then slay them. And additionally, bloodied and bowed. Agelith is concerned for the welfare of a fellow sentry. See that bloke over there? Name's Osbert, and he's hurt bad. Now, it ain't exactly my job to mind his business. I'm a torch, he's a blade. But at the end of the day, we're both people, you know what I'm saying? And he wrote, I went over and doing just earlier, asked what's wrong. But he refuses to tell me, the stubborn bugger. Seems his pride's more important to him than his life. What is it with men acting tough? I tell myself I've tried, but if the fella ends up kicking the bucket, I don't want that on my conscience. I know this is sudden, but could you try and talk him into a drink at a high potion? I'd sleep a deal better for it. I ain't got one on me, but one of them fellows over yonder sells them. Do we have one in our inventory? No, for once we actually don't have one in our inventory already. Son of a bitch, I have to use my own fucking money. Ew. Better appreciate this. This is 146 gil down the drain. Hey, yo, bitch. Drink. Breathe, Osbert, good boy. Just breathe. Pain is just weakness leaving the... God damn it, my head. If only I had saved a high potion. I think this might be the end. Here, idiot. Well, I don't really need this, but if you insist. You have my thanks, adventurer. I was resigned to suffering in silence, for I, Osbert the Undying, a veteran of countless battles, could not afford to show weakness to my colleagues and our allies. They looked to me for inspiration, you see. To think that I was almost brought low by a gentle blow to the head, ha ha ha. I was only incapacitated for a few moments, I think. To repay you for your discretion in this delicate matter, I shall share with you my warrior's wisdom. If you must practice your juggling, use heavy stones at your own peril. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Narrow fissure. There is nothing there. Oh, hang on. I gotta read this too, don't I? Silver ore cluster. Several chunks of silver which have grown together to form a sizable cluster. Hey, bitch. A soft skittering sound begins to echo in the tunnel, but not for long. Next. Okay. Hey, I did it. Well done. Shan't be easy work to keep the tunnel free of kobolins, but our wagons should be able to go unmolested for a time. Disruptions to ore shipments threaten not only the interests of Amagina and Sons mineral concern, but of Ul'Dah herself. One might liken these train tracks to veins that bear our nation's lifeblood. If only we had more men like you to lend a hand. You'll get by. I've got other shit to worry about. Hey, what's your deal? Way down in the hole! Don't I know it. Zuzumeda wishes to share with you a most amazing rumor. Ah, the altruistic adventurer. I was hoping we'd bump into each other. Why? Because the most fascinating piece of news recently reached my ears, and I'm eager to share it. May I? Rumor has it there is a vast, untapped vein of ore beneath the ruins of Silde. But that is not all. Inconceivably, the concern appears to be entirely ignorant of its existence. And even as we speak, a young upstart, a self-made merchant from Stone's Throw, of all places, is moving to claim it. The fellow's name is Wyston, and he is a very, very ambitious young man. Not only does he intend to secure exclusive excavation rights, but they say his master plan is to use his new fortune to curry favor with the Sacrarium. Of course, the thaumaturges only consider the opinions of the most wealthy when drafting the laws of Ul'Dah. If you would have your voice heard, you must be prepared to pay a sultan's ransom. One voice, which is invariably heard, belongs to Lord Lolorito. He has long lavished gil upon the thaumaturges, and some claim that he devises new laws with the express intentions of ruining his competitors while protecting his own interests. Suffice it to say, if Wyston thinks he can compete with the likes of the Syndicate, he's in for a rude awakening. But that eventuality may be yet a little way off. For the present, he is moving ahead with his plans, and assembling a team to survey the site. I'm told he's at the Coffer and Coffin right now, recruiting able-bodied adventurers to escort his prospectors. Warren said you were looking for work. Perhaps you should meet Wyston and volunteer for his expedition? Sure. Wait, what's this? Sometimes the old ways are best. Zezada needs someone to procure hammerbeak ribs. Looking to help out around the station, are you? Well then, how about hunting some hammerbeaks? We just received an order from Eshtame's lapidaries for silver ingots. They need it to make ceremonial silverware, or so I'm told. However, we've been instructed to refine the ore by melting it in a furnace lined with a layer of bone ash. Since we don't normally smelt silver this way, I've long neglected to restock our stores of hammerbeak ribs. Alas, there's no time to order more. If you would slay several of the fiends and take their bones to Berengier in my stead, I'd be forever grateful. Sure. Why not? Just kill some birds and rip their fucking bones out. Just normal Ul'Dah things. Hey. Got you some shit. I told her so. I told her. What in the hell is that incompetent little runt doing anyway? Rare as orders like this may be, we should always be keeping hammerbeak ribs on hand. I got 8 of them for you. The large carved rib of a hammerbeak. That's a femur. Well, I'll be damned. Guess the girl found a way after all. Thanks for the help, Venturer. Don't quite understand it myself, but M. Fellows straight said to do it the old way, even though we could be using shards to refine silver faster and cheaper. Well, it ain't my guild, so if that's how they want it, just goes to show the Thaumaturge's guild has more money than it knows what to do with. God's what I wouldn't do to have that kind of problem. Wouldn't we all, buddy? Wouldn't we all? I'll put this new stupid hat on that you can't see. Then we'll move on. Never mind, no we won't. Son of a bitch. What do you want now? In the court of the Rat King. Zezida is desperately seeking someone to recover stolen coffers of gemstones. You there! Help me! A mischief of Kikern has stolen our cargo. The thieving rats love anything that sparkles, and they've made off with several coffers of precious gemstones. The overseers will flay me alive if he finds out. I beg you, help me get the gemstones back. The Kikern fled to their lair to the southwest. Follow the tracks and you're bound to find them. I was just over there, man. Come on. I think I could probably sneak past these guys in full armor. Aha! Disadvantage on stealth checks, my ass. Fuck! Well, it's still stealth if nobody's alive to see you. God damn it. Well, that was a little embarrassing. Won't happen again, though. Fuck! Fuck! Okay, fine. Maybe Dungeons & Dragons is right. Even though this isn't full plate. Whatever. I did it. You're back! Please tell me you've retrieved my gemstones. Amagina and Sons coffer. A metal-clad lockbox used in transporting expensive ores from the concern's mines back to Ul'Dah. Bless you thrice over. Breast you? Bless you thrice over, adventurer. Thanks to you, my hide will remain intact. It's hard to believe that the Kikern used to be honest merchants. Some of them even lived in Ul'Dah. Then the beastmen were banished from the city, and the Kikern lost their livelihood. Some turned to thieving and other petty crimes to survive. It's a sad tale, but sadder still that most of the citizens couldn't care less. Capitalists. Blades are looking for extra coin volunteered, and the team's already en route to the ruins. But look, I know it's not easy to find work these days. If you're interested, there is something else you can do for me. There are these children outside, little ones from Stone's Throw. I look after them when I've got time to spare, and so they've taken to following me around, even when I tell them not to. But with overseeing the search for the vein, I barely have a chance to visit the privy at the moment, much less entertain younglings. Can you give them these ginger cookies and convince them to go home for me? Give the children those cookies and convince them to go home without me. I'll see that you're rewarded for your trouble. Well, shit, this is the easiest fucking job I've ever had to do. Hey, brat. I ain't going nowhere, mister. I'm too hungry to move. Besides, so you'll have to carry me. Here's this crumbling ginger cookie. Straight from good Wyston's pocket. Don't mind the lint. A cookie? Well, if Wyston really wants me to go home, then all right. But I want 2 next time. Oi! You me mum? I like playing with Wyston. He makes sure no one bullies us. Wyston's worried about us. Oh, I don't want to make him worried. I'm a good girl, so I'll go home. But Wyston always plays with us. Why won't he come out and play? Wow, a ginger cookie. I better save some for my brother. I know. I'll go home and eat it with him.
Wyston's kind to us. I like him. This is for me? I want to eat it, but then again I don't, because then it'd be gone. Tell Wyston thanks, and tell him I'm sorry for getting in the way.
What a nice young man. Hey. Thank you, adventurer. I only wish I could do more. Stone's Throw is no place for a child. Not that my childhood was much happier. Never enough food to go around, nor work to earn it, but no shortage of contempt from the great and the good. I remember thinking things could only get better. Yet now, after the calamity and everything else, for us refugees to be forced to live outside the gates like bloody beastmen is a disgrace. They say with enough money you can change the laws here, so I'm going to make a fortune and do just that. I'll buy the excavation rights and start my own mining business. Then I'll give my fellow refugees the work they're crying out for, and pay them fairly. Mining companies have profited from our suffering for too long, but in their hubris they've grown complacent, presenting us with a golden opportunity. And we will take it, adventurer. We will reclaim our dignity, and with it, our place within those walls. We found her! We found the vein! Wyston, you must come and see! Already? Amazing! We leave at once! You should join me, my friend. Come and bear witness to the history in the making. It's not really my gig, or not really my scene, but whatever. Sure. Well, this doesn't look good. All's balls, son. A vein of ore in the middle of a ruined bloody city? Goddamned idiot. What did you think was gonna happen? That you'd strike it rich and get cozy with the Order while Masters of Ul'Dah looked on? No one crosses the Syndicate. The Syndicate? Ha! Finally sunk in, has it? Well, look at this. Not all your friends have deserted you, it seems. Lucky boy. Now you won't have to die alone.
O mournful voice of creation, grant ye this humble stone a soul, that it may wake to life. I fucked up the incantation again. I hope it doesn't cause any problems.
Who's spouting that? Who's that spouting gibberish? It sounded like you fucked it up a little bit, too. That's kind of embarrassing. Show yourself! This ain't part of the plan! Bloody hells, does Lord Lolorito mean to kill us, too? Just a big hunk of rocks. Bring it on, ugly.
You are strong, but are you strong enough to withstand this? Holy shit, how did he dodge that? How about this shit? What the fuck, you can just do that? Impossible! Never has the golem been so sorely tested. Or stunned out of an attack. What the fuck, he didn't even use a spell to kill it, he just auto-attacked it to death, that asshole! Man, the other Asians are gonna make fun of me. That the golem could be vanquished. That man is no ordinary adventurer.
He's gone. No, you again. Damn. Seems I've missed all the fun. I see you didn't need my help this time. I didn't need your help last time either, really. Ow. Hedake. I would compose a ballad in your honor, but I fear no words would do you justice. The songstress of Ul'Dah herself could not rival your beauty. Oh, stop it. I have oft heard it said that a blossom's beauty can move a man to love and long, but I never truly believed it until I met you two desert roses. I hear they attacked another caravan. Where'd the women go? Did you see that? They're gone. Are they imaginary? Whatever. Aye, and business is suffering for it. Bloody Amalja. What stirred him up, do you reckon? What stirred him up, do you reckon? Another raid. And I'll wager that caravan was carrying crystals, much like last. If they truly mean to summon a primal, we must act quickly. Oh, there they are. They're not imaginary, mostly. Are you coming, love? You wouldn't keep a girl waiting, would you? Perish the thought. So tell me, where in this marvel of a city might you lovely ladies be staying? One moment, future me. I need to go take my meds. Make sure you take your meds, future me. It's important, you know? Hey everybody, if you have meds to take, remember to take your meds. And drink water. At this rate, grain will soon be more precious than gold. A result of the uncommonly bad harvests, to be sure. And we have you to thank for them, do we not? Aye, this weakening of the aetheric flow must surely be linked to Dalamud's descent. And of course, to the primals. A fine mess, but we must not lose hope. Louis Soir will know what to do. You need only trust in his judgment. You look like a fucking goober wearing those things. I mean, everybody does, but him especially. Truly a marvel of Charlian ingenuity. It's as if I could just reach out and touch the ether. Time to focus. No more gallivanting about like before. The Scions are counting on you. Have faith. Just have faith. You can do this. This disturbance is recent. The Sultan tree? Maybe Papashan will know something about it. Away I go! Looks like they gave you quite a thrashing. Can you walk? It's me. I was too late. Our person of interest had already quit the scene. The General? Very well, I shall be there anon. My colleagues went to great lengths to provide me with the means to detect aetheric disturbances, but every time I find one, you seem to be in the middle of it. I'm starting to wonder if it might not be simpler to just follow you around. Sadly, I have business elsewhere. Yeah, good. I don't want you following me either. Weirdo. Tread softly, my friend. The carefully laid trap you dismantled was clearly sanctioned by Lord Lolorito. I heard the Blades mention him as they fled. Believe me when I tell you that he is not a man to be trifled with. The Sultana's enemies grow bolder by the day, and I suspect they have the support of outside forces. Thank you. If you hadn't come along, those bastards would have surely slaughtered us all. I would speak with you further, but it isn't safe for us to linger here. Find me at the Coffer and Coffin later. Until then, stay safe. I shall accompany Weiston and his men. They need protection, and I need more information. Ah, but where are my manners? I have yet to properly introduce myself. I am Thancred, a humble scholar surveying the flow of ether in Thanalan. It is an honor and a privilege to make your acquaintance. I hope when next we meet is under more auspicious circumstances. Farewell. Now, all you strapping young lads, come, follow me. Let's get those wounds dressed. Wait a moment. Before I go fucking, it occurs to me that we may have... Never mind, fare thee well. I have some hogs to grease. What the fuck is he talking about? No wonder this quest is called Way Down in the Hole. Thancred's the hole. Don't put that in the video. Hey, are you sure that a public bar is the place to go after you almost died from a public assassination? 12 bless you, my friend. You risked your life to save ours. Actually, I kind of just really wanted to kill that golem. Your lives were saved accidentally. Betrayed by my own guards. Gods, I was a fool to trust those men. Lolorito owns the goddamn brass blades. Should have questioned their motives from the start. Even so, I could have hardly predicted that the wealthiest man in Ul'Dah would want me dead for the heinous crime of seeking to change the law. I'm just a merchant, for God's sakes. That ruthless bastard. And what of that monstrosity? Those were his own men. It beggars belief. Well, that's it. I'm finished. If I stay in Ul'Dah any longer, I'm as good as dead. My associates, my friends, gods, even the children may not be safe if I don't disappear. And you, gods damn it, if Lolorito learns of your involvement, you'll be next. I'll speak with the others and make sure your part in this stays secret. Beyond that, I don't know what to suggest. Maybe you could seek the counsel of Mistress Momodi. She's helped countless adventurers in her time. Mayhaps she'll know what to do. Go quickly now, my friend. Lolorito's spies may be watching. There's literally a brass blade right here. That's the face of a... hang on. That's the face of a fucking spy right there. Hey! You a spy? Are you a spy? Alright, also just checking in here really quick to say that this turn-in also has a different dialogue because it's the level 10 quest. It's the first level 10 quest we've done, so we'll read this one too. Congratulations on a job well done, Savar. Bruce says you acquitted yourself well. You've shown tremendous growth since you joined us, and though it pains me to do this, you have earned the right. Savar, I grant you leave to join other guilds. As you doubtless know, Ul'Dah is home to both the Pugilists Guild and the Thaumaturges Guild. However, there are also guilds where you may learn something of more peaceful traditions. You may even join guilds of other nations, if that is your desire. Know that I will respect your decisions, whatever they may be, so long as you do not forget that you are, above all, a gladiator. Hey, Momodi, I may have pissed off, like, some super tyrant or something, I don't know. Settle down, Savar, you got nothing to worry about. No one seems to know you were at the ruins. Wyston, on the other hand, is now a pariah, and about as welcome round here as a rabid wolf, poor bugger. Suffice to say, that boy risked the wrath of the wrong man. Lord Lolorito, chairman of the East Aldenard Trading Company, generous contributor to the Order of Naldthal, and member of the Syndicate. Didn't get where he is by leaving loose ends, that one. Which is why he ain't above killing his own men. Hell, even if those blades knew what was coming, it's not like they could refuse to do their benefactor's bidding. Don't let this color your view of Ul'Dah, Savar. It's true that there are some here who ain't afraid to crack a few skulls if it gets them what they want. But most of us are decent folk just trying to make ends meet. You know, a lot of people would call you a damn fool for risking your life to save a marked man. But I believe you did a good thing, Savar, and for that you have my respect. Listen, you've been through a lot lately. Why don't you rest a spell? I'll have the boys here at the Hourglass set you up with a room. My treat. Just have a word with Otopo Potopa whenever you feel like staying. And when you've got your appetite for adventuring back, consider taking on a guild lev or two. We've got a lot of requests from locals looking to hire adventurers for various jobs. It'll be a good way for you to earn yourself some extra gil. Eustace can tell you more about how the system works, so go and speak with him if you're interested. Cool. Oh, good. Work. Levs of Horizon. Eustace is responsible for assigning guild levs at the Quicksand, and is offering to give you an introduction into the world of lev quests. Ah, Savar, Momodi said you might come. I take it you wish to undertake one of the many guild levs available here at the Adventurers Guild? Guild levs are the means by which we document requests for assistance from the citizenry, prior to assigning them to adventurers possessed of the necessary skills. From battlecraft levs that require the extermination of monsters, to tradecraft levs that ask for the creation of goods, the tasks we term lev quests are many and varied in their nature. Should your interest be piqued, I suggest you make your way to Horizon and speak with Toto Noah. He will be happy to set your feet on the path to completing your first lev quest. If you mean to undertake a guild lev, then make your way to Horizon and speak with Toto Noah. Alright. Modi. Have anything else for me? Taken what they're given. Momodi of the Quicksand has word of work for a willing adventurer. Look what the Curl dragged in. Good to see you, Savar. I'd ask what brings you, but I reckon we both know the answer to that already. Well, have I ever let you down before? Wait, don't answer that. So happens I know a fella by the name of Dadanen who needs a hand. He's a merchant by trade, selling precious stones to those in Ul'Dah with the means to buy them. He's asked that I send any looking for work his way. You can find him over in Horizon if you fancy. That's in western Thanalan, mind you. Just cross the bridge north of Scorpion Crossing, and the road will take you there. Knowing the circles he deals in, might be he'll have some talk of the royal family that'll interest you as well. And why not make use of a chocobo porter for the journey to Horizon? If you've the gil for it, that is. You'll find the chocobo stables just across the way from my quicksand. Find Mimigoon, he'll set you straight. Well, off you go then. I haven't got all day to be holding your bloody hand. So. Alright. Who do we got? Dadanen. I'm here for work. Give me money. Savar, I presume? Aye, Momodi said to expect you, and so I have. Welcome to Horizon. Ours is a trading settlement that sees goods in from the port of Vesper Bay to the west, and trade we do. Nary a day goes by that Horizon isn't bustling with some manner of merchants and officials. They keep us running about and busy, they do. Enough so that I wish I had chocobo legs in place of my own. And that's why I've asked Momodi to send me any souls looking for work. 12 know there is plenty of it to be done around here. But speak to me again when you are ready to make yourself of some use. Supply and demands. Dadanen would like you to deliver a message to Copperbell Mines. It so happens that I have a situation that must be resolved post-haste. And I do mean post-haste! I'm plumb out of premium product, and my latest order has yet to arrive. If I keep my customers waiting any longer, this could irrevocably damage my reputation. What's worse, I paid my man in advance for his services. Despite his assurances that it would be a simple affair, I've heard nothing since he departed for Copperbell Mine days ago. Try and find Drunken Stag and give him this notice. I cannot afford any further delay. More work. A fine morning to you, adventurer. My name is Toto Noah, and I am in charge of assigning local lev quests here at Horizon. You are come at the behest of Eustace, are you? Excellent. Allow me to set you to your first task. It shall be a simple one, mind you. Before I can permit you to undertake official duties, it is essential that you prove yourself of sound body and mind. Take a moment to review this task outlined in the guild lev. Do you believe it within your capabilities? What Peists crave. It is a well-documented fact that Peists prefer Lalafellin meat to that of the other 4 races. There's only 4 races in the game, after all. Various opinions on the reasons behind this have been long debated, with the most widely accepted being that the squat, rotund build of the Lalafell makes them easier to swallow whole. Seeing that the majority of Ul'Dah's population is made up of Lalafells, this makes the hills of Thanalan a perfect feeding ground for the giant scalekin, and this is why the Brassblades are constantly seeking volunteers to travel to the hills and slay the creatures before they find their next meal. Our client is Brassblades Chetazan Yayazan of the Rose. Marvelous! A word of warning. When near death, Peists are wont to flee to their kin. Slay the beast quickly, lest you become a meal for its mates. Easy. Money. Now. But of course you've triumphed. Here is your well-earned reward. Given your stellar performance, I see no reason to deny you our official levs. An industrious individual like yourself could earn a great deal of coin here in Horizon. Simply the Hest. Toto Noah believes you are ready to join a guild Hest. While I heartily encourage you to partake of my guild levs, should you seek a different sort of challenge, you might also consider joining a guild Hest. If you wish to know more, please speak with Battle Warden Lost Rabbit. I will inform her of your success against the Paste, so that there are no doubts as to your abilities. Ma'am. You needn't say a word, adventurer. I could hear Toto Noah quite well from here. As this would be your first time joining us, allow me a moment to explain in detail what exactly a guild Hest entails. More than a simple Lev quest, but not quite as realm-shaking as a grand company outing, guild tests will test your ability to work together with small party of battle companions to overcome not-so-small obstacles. The duty is taxing, but the coin is decent, and you will be helping maintain the safety of Eorzea and the well-being of her citizens. If what I described appeals to you, pray speak to me again to join a guild test. Well, it doesn't. But unfortunately, I can't move until these notices are gone. Free me. Thank you. Alright, let's find this drunken stag guy and give him this stupid notice. A firmly worded reminder of delivery from the jeweler Dadanen. Hey, I've got a strongly worded letter for you, asshole. What do you want, huh? Dadanen's product? Yeah, I've got his final notice here, which is a firmly worded reminder of delivery from the jeweler Dadanen. He can send all the notices he likes, but it won't change a thing. The concern is close the mines due to some incident in the depths. It's a goddamn shame, too. Lost a decent haul just over yonder during all the chaos. Unfortunate. Give it to me raw. Drunken Stag needs someone to retrieve the raw nashite he dropped outside the mines. The product you heard Dadanen going on about is a valuable gemstone known as raw nashite. Managed to dig up a goodly amount just before the mines were closed off, actually. Packed it up and hauled it out, even. But then them 12 damned kobolins came along. Not like any kobolins I've seen before, and hungry only for good rocks. They had eyes for my gemstone, so I had no choice but to oblige. The stone torches had their hands full evacuating the mine, so they ignored the beasts. Even now, they're only concerned about keeping people out. Please, friend, if you're willing to face the kobolins, could you bring me my nashite? And Torrid Whisper. No tool gets left behind. Torrid Whisper at Copperbell Mines has lost his mining tools. Adventurer, please, a moment if you would. Do you mean to go into the mines? I fled for my life when the kobolins came, and I've only now realized that I left my tools behind. Please, you must retrieve them for me. My sharpened pickaxe, old hammer, and heavy sledgehammer. Without them, my life is as good as over. Everybody's losing shit around here. Alright. Whew. That was a lot of work. But, actually, no, it wasn't. I just killed, like, 3 things, and then fucking picked up some random shit somebody left behind. Hey, idiot, I've got your stuff. Please find my sharpened pickaxe, old hammer, and heavy sledgehammer. They mean more to me than life itself. Now, here's the pickaxe. This weathered pickaxe has seen countless years of use, yet it is still as sharp as the day it was forged. An old hammer. This weathered hammer has seen countless years of use, yet its owner has seen to it that the haft remains well varnished. And a heavy sledgehammer. I bet it says that this weathered sledgehammer has seen countless years of use, with one additional thing. This weathered sledgehammer has seen countless years of use, and though dented and scratched, its iron head is still in fine condition. Gods bless you, you found them! Oh, my beauties, I thought I'd lost you forever. Mining's all I've ever done. It's all I know. With Copperbell what it is now, it's time to move on elsewhere, but without my tools, I just couldn't. I can't thank you enough, friend. You've done more for me than you could ever know. Drunken Stag? How did you fare, friend? Did you find the raw nashite? I did. I pulled it out of a coblin's something. An extremely rare variety of malachite that gets its I think it's actually malachite. Fuck me. That gets its name from its deep green color, the same color as former Ul'Dah Sultana Nasha Ul'Nasha's eyes. Beautiful, isn't it? Rarer than many stones and more expensive than most. They say the green is the same as the eyes of Nasha Ul'Nasha, who once ruled as the Sultana. This should save Dadanen from his troubles, if there's enough left. There's far less here than what I found. Reckon those kobolins made a meal of the stuff. Bloody waste. The perfect swarm. Drunken Stag wishes to repay your kindness with some useful information. You'd like a chance to make some money, right? Then I know just how I can repay you for your kindness. Swarms of sun midges have been harassing travelers along the road connecting Horizon to here. It's gotten so bad the brass blades have started paying folks to keep the roads clear. If you find it hard to believe that a swarm of tiny midges could be so troublesome, then you've never seen a chocobo driven into a frenzy by one. There have already been some terrible accidents. Do your part and slay a few swarms. After that, let Fufulupa know. He'll reward you for your trouble and maybe even offer you more work. Greetings and salutations, adventurer. To what do I owe this? What, you've slain how many swarms of sun midges? You have my sincerest thanks. The brass blades have been struggling to keep them in check, so your assistance is greatly appreciated. Will you be staying in Horizon long? If so, there is much more you can do to help here. I'll stick around. But not for this thing. That's the same thing I'm wearing right now. Idiot. What else you got? Last letter to Lost Hope. Fufulupa wants you to track down a missing courier. Pray allow me to enlist your aid, brave adventurer. I would have you ascertain the whereabouts of a missive I sent to Lost Hope the other day. Captain Leofric is stationed there. Ever since he was transferred, we'd exchanged letters, but never before has it taken this long to receive a reply. And so I fear that the courier may have met with some misfortune en route. She must have made it to Central Fanland, or the brass blades that patrol the road between here and Scorpion Crossing would have seen something. But if she has made it as far as Blackbrush Station, she surely would have delivered the letter by now. Lost Hope is practically on its doorstep. I suggest you focus your search on the road to Blackbrush Station in Central Fanland. With luck, you will find her quickly. And also, this guy has something for me as well. The Scent of a Mongrel. Chechazan, a brass blade in Horizon, has a task for an unoccupied adventurer. Looking for a task to fill your day, adventurer? I may have just the thing if you're not feeling squeamish. Here's the job. I need you to draw 4 bottles worth of blood from the mongrels that roam to the south of here. Once you have enough, take the foul fluid to a brass blade by the name of Nonozo. You should find him somewhere along the road out of Horizon, bemoaning his terrible fortune, no doubt. Happy hunting. Take the blood out of something, eh? I think I can do that. Hey, Nonozo. I got some shit for you. I, bled some dogs dry and put them in a bottle. Don't ask where I got the bottles. Mongrel blood. When thrown into a fire, the stench emitted by this thick blood is foul enough to keep most beastkin at bay. Is this mongrel blood? Thank the gods! Now I can finally head back to Horizon. Mongrels are the natural enemy of most other predators, you see. Throw their thick blood onto a fire and the resulting stench will send beastkin fleeing for moms around. Makes light work of our patrols, as long as you have a steady supply of the nasty stuff. And I'll wager you can guess which brass blade picked the short straw to kill mongrels this time around. Thanks to you, I'm off to enjoy a hot meal in a tankard. May Thal's golden halls await you in the afterlife. What a weird way to thank somebody. Hey man, I hope that when you die, your afterlife is cool. What if I just never die? Dumb. Hey, Cecily? Huh? A letter? Aye, I've got Fufulupa's missive right here. I won't be delivering any time soon, though. Gotta tend to my bird's injured leg first. Even the most minor of cuts can fester if ignored. Fufulupa sent you, right? If this is a pressin' matter, why don't you take it the rest of the way? Lost Hope's just past Blackbrush Station to the northeast. Look for the tents by the river. Anything else to say? Head northeast past Blackbrush Station. Look for the tents. If you cross the river, you've gone too far. Alright, fine. Hey, buddy. What's up? Just passing through, or you'll be staying a while? I have a letter to you. Sealed missive written by Brassblade Fufulupa of the Rose to his former captain, Leofric. Fufulupa sent you this way because of a late letter? The boy is still far too earnest. Despite my demotion, he continues to call me Captain. I suspect he has no idea what it means to be transferred to Lost Hope, either. The Brass Blades don't give a Kukern's ass about this settlement. No one in Ul'Dah does. All here have been forsaken, adventurer. The refugees, their protectors, and you will be too, you're seen associating with us. Thank you for the letter. Now for your own good, leave. Nobody tells me what the fuck to do. Plus you have exclamation points above your head, which means you don't actually want me to leave. Here today, gone tomorrow. Leofric has a request for an adventurer looking to do some good. I thought I told you to get out of here. What, looking for a chance to do some good? I guess I can't force you to leave. Damn stubborn adventurers, the lot of you. Fine then, listen well. A band of outlaws has taken up residence at the Quiveron Manse on the ridge to the south. Their leader has styled himself the heir to Aeland Quiveron, the syndicate member who died in the calamity. The Baron and his cronies are not more than a pack of jackals. They prey on people of Lost Hope, robbing them of what little they have. I myself cannot act without endangering the refugees, as they know my face and will retaliate against Lost Hope. You, however, are not known to the bandits or their allies. If you wish to help us, then deal with the Baron. Fringe benefits. Amalberga needs your help to end the machinations of vile bandits. Thank the gods you're here, adventurer. You must help us. The other day, I spied bandits from the Quiveron Manse selling gemstones to smugglers. And not just any stones, raw nashite. With that kind of wealth, they could purchase finer arms than the Sultan sworn. After that, they'd surely seek revenge on the people of Lost Hope for defying them in the past. They'd slaughter Leofric and anyone else who fought back, and then they'd have their way with me and the other women. Please spare us this horrible fate, adventurer, I beg of you. Steal the nashite from the Quiveron Manse and bring it to me. Alright, lady, chill. Alternative medicine. Blaves of Lost Hope is worried for a friend fallen ill. You look as if you've put a few beasts down in your day. Would you mind putting down a few more? A friend of mine has been taken ill, and I simply must have gigantoad secretions from the liver of a toxic toad to treat him. 2 vials would suffice. You can find the nasty creatures in the unholy air. Do me this favor, I beg you. My friend will die without treatment, please. And another one. Hammond. Need not apply in person. Hammond is looking for someone to make a delivery. I don't suppose you'd be willing to make it do a favor for a miner down on his luck, would you? Rumor is a man named Berenger at Blackbrush Station is looking to take on miners. I'd go see him myself, but my wife's been taken ill and needs tending to. If you'd be so kind to take my application to this Berenger fellow, I'd be in your debt. I might get around to it. Oh, right, they did that pugilist thing where they fucking heal up to full for one time only. How annoying. Hey, come here, Baron von Quiveron III, Esquire. Weird-looking child.
Boss, you killed a child. Amazing. Mission complete. That right there is why you're the best, boss.
Let's see if I can... Metal Gear. I'm back. Guess what, lady? You're not going to get accosted by men, or whatever. Whatever your fetish was. Sorry. It was so unbearable having to watch from the shadows while the bandits sold those precious gemstones. Here you go. This is the same description as the last time we had these items, so here you go. The nashite! Excellent work, adventurer. You dealt the bandits a crippling blow. And finally, after being consigned with this shantytown for moons, a chance to... a chance to improve the plight of the people, of course. Yes, yes, improve their plight. I should have put the nashite to good use, were I not? Haha. Yeah, sure you will. I must have 2 vials of gigantoad secretions from the liver of a toxic toad. Please, my friend does not have much time left. Well, here you go. Gigantoad secretions. Not only does this viscous liquid keep toads cool in the harsh climes of Thanalan, but its toxicity protects the toads, from being consumed by predators. Fucked up that airplanes can interrupt me when I'm trying to read. Anyway. Oh, bless you! You are not a moment too soon. After some light preparation, I'll be able to give this to my friend. He has always had a weak heart. Were he rich, he could take the meals and reagents he needs, and we would have no need for such foulness as the bile of toads. Hope is not all that is lost to us here. Gil and good health are scarce as well. A necessary evil in a nation such as Ul'Dah, I suppose. The few at the top feast and flourish, while the many at the bottom starve and suffer. Sucks, doesn't it? So, it is done. Good. I hope that wretch died screaming. Jesus Christ, man. Chill out. Ul'Dah is more prosperous than ever, some say. That may be true for the Syndicate, but none of the wealth has trickled down to the small folk. It's all a mummer's farce. One day I refused to play my part, and so I was made to leave the stage. Aye, my time has passed. The brass blades of the rose must look to others for guidance. Passing the blade. Leofric would like you to deliver an item to Horizon.
As you may have noticed, I'm in no shape to leave Lost Hope right now. So, in my stead, I'd like you to return to Horizon and give this dagger to Fufaloopa. Although it's just an old, ornamental dagger, it belongs with the brass blades of the Rose. I should have given it to the boy before I came here. I used to have such a great post in the city markets. Then one day, my supervising officer decides he doesn't like the arrangements I had with the merchants. Long story short, they sent me here to protect this humble settlement along with Leofric. And here we shall remain till we die or resign, whichever comes first. You've the unfortunate displeasure of being in Lost Hope. The name says it all, friend. You'll find naught but hunger and despair here. Despite having no soil, we've managed to grow some crops. The wee ones can enjoy a proper meal on occasion. Pretty sure I read all those, but still. There he is. Hey, I got an application for you. State your business quick-like, I'm busy. I got Hammond's application, an envelope addressed to the miner Berengar, containing Halmud's application for employment. Another miner looking for work, is it? Let's see, everything looks to be in order. Alright, I'll go ahead and add him to the list. These refugees are a bloody 12 cent. They break their backs for next to nothing, and when they're washed up, there's always another to take their spot. Poor fools dig up pebbles worth more than they'll ever see in their whole lifetime. Erzia can be a right cruel place sometimes, but I ain't one to change what ain't broke. I think you deserve to die. Ah, shit, I just realized I didn't fucking attune to the Aetheryte in Horizon. Well, now I feel like an idiot. Alright, I've finished my fucking walk of shame. And just for posterity's sake, I will now attune to the Aetheryte. Here I go. Fuck you. Hey, I got something for you. Ah, Savar, I received word from Captain Leofric the other day. Has it been a day? Thank you for delivering the letter for me. I've got another thing for you. It's an antique dagger. This ornamental dagger has remained in the possession of the brass blades of the Rose for centuries, traditionally passed down to a new captain when an old one retires. Why do you have that dagger? Only a captain of the brass blades of the Rose is permitted to possess it. Captain Leofric says I am to have it. There must be some mistake. He couldn't possibly mean to tell me that... No, of course not. I am not worthy to wield it. Nevertheless, I shall respect the captain's wishes and take the dagger into safekeeping until he comes to reclaim it. Ah, he's in denial, I see. Following footfalls. Fufaloopa needs you to assist his fellow brass blades. The brass blades of the Rose have need of your assistance once more, Savar. Thaumaturges from the Osu area are presently surveying the footfalls for ancient relics. As the area is rife with wild beasts, the Horizon garrison has been charged with their security. But Captain Baldwin sent only a handful of brass blades. Despite his assurances to the contrary, such a small unit cannot possibly be sufficient to protect our patrons. I would have you offer your assistance to my comrades. Pray travel to the footfalls and speak with Totaruna. Alright. Well, I guess there's weird shit going on then. Hey, I'm here to help. A blatant venture come to help. I ain't heard nothing from Captain Baldwin about this. He said trusted men only. Any road, we've got this under control. And besides, this operation ain't got nothing to do with Fufaloopa. Boy's got a stick up his ass the size of a sabatender. It's no wonder the captain told him to stay at Horizon. Angling ankle biters. Totaruna would like you to cull Orobon in the footfalls. Since you're here, it might as well make yourself useful. The Orobons swimming around this site are disrupting the Thaumaturge's work, which means we've got to slaughter the lot of them. You can help us by culling out 6 of the beasts. Let me know when you're finished. Storms on the horizon. Nunu Zofu wants you to deliver a message to the Crescent Cove. Hey, adventurer, mind running a message to Crescent Cove for us? Captain Baldwin's planning some festivities for the Thaumaturge's Sea, and he wants them treated to the finest food and drink. Nothing but the best for our distinguished guests, eh? Head west and south to the village and tell Raph that he's to deliver a bounty of fresh fish to Horizon for the feast. Fish are dead. Hey, short stack. That maybe has the wrong connotation. Much obliged, venturer. That's 6 fewer Orobons to pester our guests.
Truth be told, the thaumaturges could have brought on their own escort from the city, but seeing as they wanted to take a gander at the ruins this close to Horizon, the officers reckoned we'd be held responsible for any incidents regardless. So here we are. It ain't that much work, but we've still got to stay on guard. If an Orobon so much as nibbles on one of their toes, we're liable to lose all of ours. Hey, you Raph? Fresh fish for Captain Baldwin. Of course, of course. We'll do our best, sir. Unfortunately, we've had a poor catch in recent days on account of the rough seas. More boats should be returning soon, but I cannot promise that their catch will please. But don't worry, sir. The captain will have his fish. I swear it. Seems a little over-eager. But, well, message delivered, I guess. Huh? What's with the... I ain't afraid of no bleeding bandits. If I could just get my hands on a good blade, I'd get rid of 'em myself, I would. What's your deal, lady? Oh, Captain, my Captain. Marilda may have stumbled upon a secret. You are an adventurer, are you not? I know this is sudden, but I have no one else to turn to. Last night, a gang of bandits from the Quiveron Mats were in their cups, and I overheard them discussing their plans. It seems they've come to collect gemstones stolen from Copperbell mines. Nashalite, I think I heard one say. They are to meet with their co-conspirators soon at the Footfalls. What did you say? Illicit exchanges and shadowy dealings. The brass blades cannot abide such malfeasance. Forgive my eavesdropping, Savar. I came to Crescent Cove merely to thank you in person. I never imagined I'd uncover a criminal conspiracy right outside Horizon's gates. We must act quickly if we are to apprehend these thieves. I will notify Captain Baldwin at once. No, wait! You mustn't! Oh, gods. You must stop him before it's too late. Captain Baldwin himself is working with the bandits. Oh, that's not good. Don't mind the fact that I don't have a shirt on, by the way. This is normal. What's going on over here? There appears to be some illicit dealings, and then there's just these two who do not give a fuck. Hey, man. Captain Baldwin, sir, I've discovered something shocking, something horrible. Someone has been stealing gemstones from Copperbell mines, and... Uh-oh. Wait, those gauntlets, those boots. Why, you're one of Quiveron's men. Sir, that man is a thief and a scoundrel. And what of it? His coin's good, and that's what counts. What? Captain Baldwin, are you working with these men? It cannot be. I told you to stay in Horizon, Foofaloopa. It didn't have to be like this. They'd get their Nashite, I'd get my Gil, and none would be the wiser. But sir, what if your crimes are uncovered? What if Lord Lolorito finds out? You goddamn fool, don't you see? I am acting under the authority of Lord Lolorito himself. No, that can't be true. Why do you think people join the Brass Blades, Foofaloopa? To serve and protect? Ha! We're not the bloody flames here. We do this for the coin. You there, adventurer, do you remember me? Well, I remember you. I am Sir Baron von Quiveron, the 4th Esquire. You killed my brother, and now I'm going to return the favor. How did he see me? Well, that settles it. It's clearly in everyone's best interests if both of you die. Alright. Well, let's go for this guy first. The children are squishy, you see. It's time to die, Foofaloopa. Time to die for your country. Why, Captain? I trusted you. One down. I mean, now we got Baldwin 4 yalms. I don't want to know what that's referring to. Ha! You're stronger than I thought. Damn you both! You're ruining everything! Ow. Dickhead. Well, I can do that too. Except I got 2 of them. See, check this shit out. Bitch. Where his spear, Savar? Why, he's dead. Are you telling me to, like, pick it up? Because is it good? Is it worth anything? That's enough. That's enough, Baldwin. Your partner is dead and your plans are undone. You've no reason left to fight. Stay out of this, Leofric. I don't take orders from you. I may have spared your life before, but if you interfere, I will not show you mercy. And what mercy will he show you, I wonder? You have done so much in another man's name. What are you blathering on about? Every fisherman in Crescent Cove knew about your meeting, you arrogant fool. Quiveran's men couldn't keep their mouths shut. Imagine Lord Lolorito's surprise when he learns that the rank-and-file Brass Blade was using his name to advance a personal agenda. He knows! 7 hells, but I'm a captain, he wouldn't... I was once a captain too, remember? And we both know what happened to me. Well fought, boy. You've done the Brass Blades of the Rose proud. Captain Leofric! Captain Baldwin! He said that Lord Lolorito... Lord Lolorito wouldn't waste his time on a small-scale smuggling operation. This is all Baldwin's doing. What else did he say? That all our brethren are no better, and that each and every one cares for naught but coin? Ha! Mere excuses to justify his schemes. Aye, we've no shortage of greedy sods, and some would probably sell their own mothers into slavery if the price was right. But there are men like you, Fufalupa, men good and true, whom the small folk respect, which is why I gave you the dagger. The Brass Blades of the Rose need a leader with honor, and you're the most honorable man I know. Captain! Hi! I'm not crying anymore. Thank you for all your help, Savar. The captain and I will escort Captain Baldwin back to Horizon. Pray visit me in town when next you return. Remember, everybody, no matter what Leofric says, ABBAB. That stands for All Brass Blades Are Bastards. And don't you forget it. What an adventure, kind of. This was something, I guess. Hey. Pay me. Welcome back, Savar. So much has happened. Captain Baldwin has been arrested and stripped of rank, which means the Brass Blades of the Rose no longer have a captain. Until a new one is designated, I've been ordered to serve as acting captain of the Horizon Garrison. Though doubtless this is only a temporary arrangement, I will do my utmost to represent my brethren, and protect the people of Horizon. Thank you, Savar, for your service to the Sultanate. You are a true hero. Cool. Pay me. I don't know. Hey, do you have more work for me? Hey, man. Secrets and lies. I can't do that the entire time. Secrets and lies. Fufalupa would entrust you with a matter of grave import. I salute you, honored friend. As acting captain, I should be much obliged if you would grant me a personal request. In our efforts to ascertain the full extent of the former captain's corruption, we have been poring over his personal correspondence. Our search unearthed this sealed letter addressed to a man named Owen. But he is one of the Sultan's sworn elite. I can think of no reason why he should have any dealings with Baldwin. We now know that the former captain was consorting with a coalition of criminals. Could it be that Owen was too? This letter may well serve as evidence of their collusion, so I dare not tamper with it myself. But given the events of recent days, I knew not whom to trust with this information. Until now. I have chosen you, Savar. This is your problem now. Pray, bear this letter to Mistress Momodi of the Quicksand, and relate the circumstances of its discovery. Not only is she a staunch supporter of the Sultana, but she is also well acquainted with the Sultan's sworn. She will know how best to proceed. Great. Thanks, man, for making this political shit my problem. Momodi, I've been dragged into political intrigue. Ah, Savar, it's been too long. It's been like an hour. Dodanen tells me you've been keeping busy in Horizon. I want you to know I'm grateful for everything you've done for the people of Ul'Dah. Even though you've seen the seedier side of our city, you've continued to help your fellow man. Believe me, the folk around here love you for it. What is it? You look like you've got something to say. Letter to Owen. A letter addressed to Sultan Sworn Elite Owen. So that's what this is all about. Fufalupa's thinking Owen might have been in league with Baldwin, that this letter could be proof of something shady. Well, he needn't worry. Owen's as loyal a Sultan Sworn as I've ever known. I haven't the foggiest what this says, but... Wait a minute, wasn't Owen the one who... Oh, hells, I've got a bad feeling about this. Listen, Savar, I think I know what this is all about, but I need you to swear to keep it quiet. If you'd rather wash your hands of this business, I won't hold it against you. But if you're determined to see it through to the bitter end, say the word and I'll explain. Well, I don't really care, but unless you've got more work, then I guess I kind of have to. Can I count on your discretion, Savar? If so, then listen closely. Duty, honor, country. Momodi wishes to enlist the aid of a trusted friend of Ul'Dah. Crack my knuckles. The outside world believes Ul'Dah to be a sultanate, ruled by Sultana Nanamo Ul'Namo. Truth is, it's the 6 wealthiest citizens that hold the most sway. The Syndicate. Be that as it may, the Sultana's still got the support of the people. But she might struggle to keep even that if a certain incident becomes public knowledge. It pains me to say it, but Her Grace's crown, the symbol of the royal dynasty, has been stolen. And Owen's the Sultan Sworn who was charged with guarding it that night. I'd bet anything this letter was written by the bastards who made off with the crown. It can't be a coincidence that a man we know to have been fraternizing with thieves had a letter for Owen of all people, at this of all times. You need to take this to the man himself, Savar. Tell him Momodi sent you, and that it concerns a lost heirloom. It looks as though the fellow needs help, and I want you to lend it to him. The future of our fair city may depend on it. Hey. The heart of the sworn lies beyond. State your business. Pardon, did you say a lost heirloom? Proceed. Oh, wow. And there's just one guy not wearing the armor. Classic. Oh no, 2 guys. The same guy, even. Maybe not exactly the same. Well met, adventurer. What business brings you here this day? A letter? Very well, let's see it. Letter to Owen. It's the same description as before. Have you read this, adventurer? No, I can't read Eorzean very well. I mean, no, I haven't. I see, but you have some inkling as to its contents, I think. Mistress Momodi has doubtless explained to you the significance of the crown and what its loss could mean for Her Grace the Sultana. This theft shames the Sultan Sworn, and me most of all. The blame is mine, you see. I grew lax in my duties, and in a moment of carelessness... No, it will do no good to recount the tale now. Since the hour of the theft, we've searched frantically for any signs, any whispers as to where the whereabouts of the crown. We have found nothing. The identity of the thieves and their motives seemed fated to remain a mystery, until you arrived bearing this ransom note. In it, the criminals state the price for the return of Her Grace's crown. And though it pains me to say it, I fear I have no choice but to acquiesce to their demands. Too much is at stake to do otherwise. The crown symbolizes Her Grace's birthright, and identifies her as the custodian of the Ul legacy. It must be recovered. I will travel to the unholy heir and pay them their ransom. Though I am not foolish enough to meet these men alone as they stipulate, I dare not bring a host of my comrades, lest the thieves take fright. Friend, would you consent to be present for the exchange? Mistress Momodi has always spoken of you in most glowing terms, and I have never yet had reason to question her judgment. On behalf of all those still loyal to the Sultana, I beseech thee. I beseech you. Sorry, I slipped into Shakespeare for a moment there. Help us in our hour of need. Alright, fine. If you're paying. Anything else? Pray meet me at the Unholy Air in Central Thanalan, east of Black Brush Station. Sorry. If the gods are good, the exchange will proceed without incident. But when the fuck has that ever happened? I mean, really. Alright, I've made it to this place. God, it's so foggy here. Sure would suck if we got ambushed. But I don't think that's likely. I think this will be just a nice, happy trade for the thing that we're looking for. I've come as agreed. Now, show me the crown. Aye, you'll have your precious crown once we've been duly compensated. Do you think me a fool? What assurance have I that you will honor your part of the agreement? Now, Owen, you the least trustworthy man here. Not only was the crown stolen on your watch, but it looks to me as you violated the terms of our exchange. Did we not say that you were to come alone? And given that you are not alone, what guarantees do we have that there isn't a company of archers surrounding us even as we speak, ready to feather me and my men the moment they catch glimpse of the crown? You've made a mock of our trust. The deal is off. Wait! Here's your payment as promised. Aye, 'tis the real thing. Ah ha ha! Thousands thank you, boy. You've succeeded where scores of thieves have failed. And now, at long last, we have it. The power to create an army of undying soldiers. The traitor's spurn. And that's traitor as in trading, not traitor. No, it can't be. What have I done? Surely you must have wondered what it was you were handing over. What it was that seemed as valuable to us as the crown seemed to you. Or did you assume we were feeling charitable? Ah, but you must feel terrible knowing that you've brought us the doom of Sildee. Worry not, boy, we'll just grant you a quick death and spare you the further ignominy. Well, that's a lot of dudes. This is definitely, and they're all clones of each other, too. This is definitely a send dudes moment. There's too many, Savar. Run. Run while you still can. I will do my duty. It is your duty to serve the Sultana, lad, and you'll be doing it for a good while yet. Sultan Sworn, put these thieves to the sword and secure the crown! Ah! No, looks like the old man is something else. Sultan Sworn! Ha! No matter, kill them all! Ooh, finally a chance for some action. Fight for your Sultana, boy! Fight for Ul'Dah! As you command, Master Papashan. With me, Savar. I can't really get my voice right in the heat of combat. I apologize for the inconsistency. Oh, right, you're still fucking alive. Not anymore, though. Bitch. I'm so glad I've remembered to mute myself when I've been burping. Where's the last one? Here you are. Oh, wait, there's more of them. Well, we'll deal with this guy first. Stand your ground, Sultan Sworn! And you too, adventurer, I guess. Meddlesome fools! You know not whom you face! You're not Garibald the Fargon? Oh my god, he's casting a Thaumaturge spell with an axe. That's fucked up. Hearken to me, denizen of the Abyss! Slay these interlopers and feast on their souls! Is that a void scent? Oh, he did it. Whatever. It only took 24 damage from it. Anyway, it was a void scent. For the Sultana! Yield or be slain, thief! I will not ask again! Looks like it's be slain, asshole. Master Papashan, but why? How? The general saw you sneak into the vaults, Owen. He suspected something was afoot and ordered us to keep an eye on you. The Flame General? He ordered you to look after me. Master Papashan, more of them to the north. After them, Sultan Sworn. They have the crown. This lot sought only to delay us.
Why would you ever bring the item of interest to a deal you intend to renege on? Let us speak again back in the city. It's time to leave you alone. I'm sure nothing bad will come of that. Uh-oh. Something bad's come of it. The source of his strength becomes clear. You may have bested the golem, but you will not fare so well this day. Well, that's not normal. O mournful voice of creation, send unto me a creature of the abyss, my thrall to command, that I might smite mine enemies. Didn't fuck up the incantation this time, bitch. Ooh, scary. Your very being imperils the plan. You cannot be suffered to live. Whatever. Just a scary guy with axes. Nothing I haven't seen already. Soon you shall take your vile gifts to the grave. I don't think I will, actually. I think I'm gonna win. Ouchies. Whence springs this preternatural might? Preternatural might, sorry. Mahaha! Writhe as the venom eats its way through your veins. Why are you still doing well? Stop that. What the fuck? Oh, hey, Thancred. Late to the party as always, eh? You certainly have a knack for getting into trouble. An unwelcome guest. No matter, all shall fall before me. No mortal should possess such strength. That's what happens when I outlevel you by 2 levels, buddy. And Thancred by unknown. Keep it up, Savar. We almost have him. Bitch. Man, Thancred got the final kill. That sucks. Fucking kill-stealing bitch. Ugh. That the wisdom of the paragons should be brought low by mere mortals. Paragons? This is indeed a disturbing revelation. We had long suspected the involvement of the Bringers of Chaos, Ascians, to give them their true name. But we could not be sure they were responsible for the recent disturbances until now, as if the Sultanate needed any more enemies. What's up with that? Have we Sharlayans crossed paths with Ascians before? Well, we've certainly... Wait, I don't recall telling you about my homeland. Ah, yes, that's right, you're one of the gifted. Speaking of gifted, has anybody told you that your chest looks fantastic in that subligar? Very well chiseled. You know, this marks the 3rd time I've found you in the midst of trouble. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you're a lodestone for it. A very attractive lodestone. Anyway, I'm glad I started following you around. Who knows what grand conspiracy you'll stumble upon next? I jest. Had I truly been watching your every move, I wouldn't have taken so long to intervene in your last altercation. But all's well that ends well, eh? Our masked friend is no more, and while I very much doubt we've seen the last of his kind, his demise will likely grant us at least some respite. And on that note, I must away. Until next time, Savar, keep that chest well oiled. What a fucking weirdo. Oh, a neat rock. What's up with that? Never mind, who cares? Fucking weird Eorzean bullshit. I hate it here. Oh, God, what a weird fucking day.
Everyone is waiting for you, adventurer. Oh, goody. A crowd, my favorite. You have my thanks, Savar, for helping to defend Her Grace's good name, and for sparing the Sultan-sworn further dishonor. I believe Master Papashan would like to thank you personally. Well, what do you know? He did. That's crazy. Does it surprise you to see me dressed so, Savar? I was once a Sultan-sworn, you know, and though it's been 15 years since I put down my sword and took up the role of station master. It is a capacity in which I am no less proud to serve, lest you doubt. Whenever Her Grace ventures outside the gates, I have the honor of protecting her person. Never before had I seen her so despondent as when the news of the crown's theft reached her ears. But thanks to your valiant efforts, she has returned to her former vibrant self. You have the gratitude of every Sultan-sworn, Savar.
Exalted vessel of Ul'Dah, guardian of Thanalan, 17th ascendant to the throne of Ul'Dah, Her Royal Majesty Nanamo Ul'Namo presides.
Is that a...
Long live Nanamo! Glory to the Sultana!
Guys, hey,
Forever
I'm trying to
may
talk
she
here.
reign.
Guys, hey, I'm trying to talk. Is that a
They
fucking
regaled
baby?
me with tales of a champion amongst champions, ones whose tireless service to the crown merited the highest honor we might bestow.
I mean, I guess that's
Never
me.
did it occur to me that it might be you. Bring it forth! Betokening our gratitude and esteem, I, Nanamo Ul'Namo, Sultana of Ul'Dah, confer upon you this gift. Raoban,
Your Grace.
see to it that our champion is my personal guest at the banquet.
A social
As
event?
you command, Your Grace.
Are you insane? Me? Oh, God. Oh, he's coming right for me. God,
If
he's
what
so,
they say
so
is
tall.
true, Ul'Dah owes you a great debt. I am Raoban al-Din. With the consent of Her Grace, I oversee the affairs of the Sultanate. Brave souls are few and far between in these times. I count my blessings when I find one. Her Grace invites you to join her at the coming banquet. I trust I will see you there.
An honor!
Sure,
Come,
I
hero.
guess.
Until
Come.
then. For the sake of Her Grace and the glory of the Sultanate, may you walk in the light of the crystal.
I have to go to a fucking social event. I hate this place. I should have never come here on this fucking mission. Owen would like to speak to you regarding the Sultana's invitation. By the 12, Savar! For an adventurer to receive a personal invitation from Her Grace is unprecedented. Seats at these banquets are offered only to the most distinguished individuals. You will be dining with some of the most influential people in Ul'Dah. You are not making this sound better, man. This sounds worse. There are, of course, certain protocols that must be observed. Oh, but I am no authority on them. Fear not. However, Mistress Momodi has long been responsible for familiarizing foreign guests with our customs. Pray return to the quicksand and speak with her. She will tell you all you need to know. Well, that's somebody that I can trust, at least. Oh, thank God, some blunt resistance. I was hitting those drugs a little too hard, you know what I'm saying? My fellow Sultan-sworn and I must see to our own preparations. In the meantime, you should speak with Mistress Momodi. She will explain to you the protocols that must be observed by all in attendance. I have to go to a social event. That sucks. I want to go home. Or train. Or do anything other than this. Welcome back, Savar, and congratulations on your invite to the big soiree. I don't want to go. To be honest, I never imagined I'd be explaining these procedures to you. It's usually only to foreign dignitaries who get to hear me prattle on and on about royal traditions. Any road, I know you're a busy man, so I'll keep it short and sweet. In accordance with ancient customs, all guests to this banquet are required to wear a pair of ceremonial earrings made specifically for the occasion. They're meant to symbolize... Actually, forget about that. This was meant to be the short version. Being a design unique to the occasion, the earrings serve as a security measure. The Sultansworn won't let you near the hall without him. Your set should be ready and waiting for you at the Goldsmiths Guild. Mistress Serendipity is expecting you, so you'll want to head down there now. Oh, and also, once you've got them, come bring it back here and we'll continue. I'll tell you about the rest of the preparations later. Ominous. Okay, I got... Hey, do you have things for me? Greetings. Is there something I can help you with? Ah, Savar, your earrings are right here. I crafted them myself, I'll have you know. I think you'll be very pleased. In case Mistress Momodi didn't warn you, the box is locked, and I am not permitted to give you the key. It's a final safeguard, you see. Only designated individuals are authorized to distribute the earrings to guests. In this instance, the person in question is none other than Mistress Momodi, so you will need to ask her to open the box on your behalf. Pardon the inconvenience, but the Sultansworn take her Grace's safety very seriously. Great. Momodi, I have a box. Open it, please. Picked up your earrings yet, Savar? A rosewood box, a tiny box carved from a single piece of rosewood. Let me just... Well now, looks like the guildmaster outdid herself with this pair. You'd best take good care of these earrings. If they fell into the wrong hands, gods only know what might happen. Now then, I hope you're feeling sociable, Savars, because you're about to hobnob with Ul'Dah's elite. Let me know when you're ready to head to the banquet. Oh, I hate hobnobbing. A royal reception. Momodi wants to see you off to the banquet. This is it, Savar, your big debut into Ul'Dah High Society. The banquet is being held in the Fragrant Chamber. Head on over to the Royal Promenade, and Bartholomew will show you in. Oh, and be sure to put on your earrings first, or he'll send you packing. Oh, and one more thing as well. One more thing as well before you go. There's some additional clothing that you can wear to really endear yourself to Ul'Dah's finest. You see, they're always looking for young men such as yourself, dressed in very specific attire, and I have a pair of that here for you, if you wouldn't mind. Don't worry how it looks. It's, everyone will be wearing it, don't worry. Right, well, I reckon that's everything. Try not to let all the pomp and ceremony get to you. Just be yourself and you'll be fine. Oh. Hello. A banquet hosted by Her Grace the Sultana is due to begin shortly. Attendance is by invitation only. Please make way for arriving guests. I must ask that you step away from the doors, sir. If you have received an invitation, pray consider the terms of admission. And 12 save you if you have misplaced the relevant articles. I can only imagine how horrified Mistress Serendipity would be if she had to furnish you with another pair. Alright, fine, I'll get my stupid clothes that Modi provided for me on. Alright, I've dressed my best. I'm ready to go into this stupid event. A banquet hosted by Her Grace the Sultana is due to arrive shortly. Attendance is by invitation only. Please make way for arriving guests. For fuck's sake. One moment. Ugh, God, don't these UPS people know that I'm trying to fucking record a thing here? We are honored to receive you, my lord. Please proceed inside. What are you wearing? Sir, please put on some pants.
All hail the Sultana. Your Grace.
Raoban? By right of the Royal House of Ul, I, Nanamo, 17th of my line, have summoned you here. We are graced this day by the presence of a hero to Ul'Dah and dear friend to the crown. Honored guests, I give you our champion!
Why isn't he wearing any pants? Raubon! Give him some pants. Why is everybody looking at me weird?
That, I bid you enjoy the feast.
For the eyes. Look at his legs. They're so supple. I suddenly feel underdressed. I think Momodi might have tricked me. Lad,
Not to spoil your appetite, but Ul'Dah is hardly so bountiful as this meal would have you believe. While we gorge ourselves, children starve in the streets.
also, I'm not going to ask about the pants. I expect this was something Momodi set you up to. It gave the Sultana a good laugh, though, and that's what's important, so thank you. Thank you for sacrificing your dignity.
Nor can her grace do aught to help them. She is thwarted at every turn by those on the Syndicate who derive their wealth from the workers' poverty. Beneath her mask of stately serenity, she is aghast at the plight of her subjects. But there will be no hope for the masses until the crown is restored to power. I am truly grateful for all you have done for Ul'Dah, but there is so much more to do. That light, what is it?
Cool rock I found. Don't ask me where I'm keeping this. I don't have any pockets right now. Well, I mean, I do.
So
They're just
bright.
fake.
Almost like by the 12. Tell me true, have you been troubled by strange dreams of late? Visions of the crystal?
Yeah, I have. Why?
Mayhap you put them down to an excess of ether?
I didn't. Somebody else did.
Yes, you are like they were. Allow me to explain. Before you came to Eorzea, there were others like you who fought the primals. Though they were not of this land, when the Garlean Empire threatened the realm, they helped bring together the 3 grand companies. And they stood with us at Cartano, that fateful day 5 years ago. The day we lost them. None who survived have forgotten the heroes' sacrifice. Nor would any man deny they fought alongside us. But the names of these heroes come not to our lips. The once familiar pages of their story are now blank to us. And in our mind's eye, their faces are naught but silhouettes amid a blinding glare. It is for this reason that we have come to call them the Warriors of Light. When I look at you, I cannot help but think of them, and of what you might achieve. You must protect that crystal at all costs. It is a gift from Hydaelyn, Mother of All, and one she gave to you for a reason. Yours is no ordinary tale. If I am right, the fate of the realm may yet hang upon your deeds. Only heroes and martyrs are fit to bear such a burden. Let us pray you are the former.
Social event headache. I need to isolate. Monkey suit. Oh, did nobody put pants on me? Come on. How you feeling, Savar? Oh my god, you actually wore the... Oh, now I feel really bad, actually. They said you fainted in the middle of one of the general's stories. I had to have you carried back to the Hourglass. And sorry, we didn't have a spare pair of pants, somehow. I reckon you made quite the impression on your fellow guests, though probably not the sort you intended. Especially with that outfit. Again, I'm very sorry about that. It was kind of a
in poor taste. You sure you're getting enough rest, Savar? The life of an adventurer can be pretty taxing. No, I'm fine. Any road, I'm glad to see you're back to normal. No offense, but looking after you is getting a bit tiresome. Oh, before I forget, the General left a message for you. Said that when you're feeling up for it, you should come see him at the Hall of Flames. Probably wants to finish the story he was telling you when you fell asleep. Bye-bye! I'm leaving before you can enact retribution on me for tricking you like that. Ugh, God, it feels good to get out of that shit and back into my armor. Oh, I never want to wear stuff like that ever again. Hey, cool guy.
I've been waiting for you, Savar. I trust you are fully recovered? Good, because there is much work to be done. Work that I would have you do.
Oh, working directly for the Flame General, eh? Moving up in the world.
Listen well, Savar. This will take some time to explain. I hope you can keep up this voice for the entire time.
The Ul'Dah envoy. Envoy. The word is envoy. Raubahn means to entrust you with a task of the utmost import.
I've prepared these letters for my counterparts in the Eorzean Alliance. "5 years ago, we looked on, powerless as our brothers and sisters were taken from us at Cartano, first by the Garleans, and then by this thrice-damned primal called forth by their treachery. Not a day goes by that I do not think of my fallen comrades, and the warriors of light, of whom no trace remained. The tragedies of the Calamity are not so easily forgotten, nor should they be. In remembering all we've lost, we are reminded of what we still have. And so I mean to mark the 5th anniversary of the Battle of Cartano with a memorial service honoring the fallen. It is my hope that my counterparts in the Alliance will agree to do the same. And I would have you bear my words to them as my personal envoy. Why you? Because your deeds mark you out as the nearest thing I have to a warrior of light. I can think of none more worthy of the role. The question is, will you accept it?"
Sure. My target isn't here anyway. I mean, yeah, I'd like to look around.
Then it is agreed. I will ignore that outburst there and just move on. You will journey to Gridania and Limsa Laminsa as my official representative. Now, that's a great many malms to travel, but I've neither the time nor patience to wait around while you do it on foot. I hereby grant you permission to use the airship routes connecting the 3 city-states. This pass serves as proof of your privilege. Gone are the days when airship travel was available to all. The ever-present threat of Imperial attack has forced us to impose drastic restrictions out of concern for public safety. These passes are only granted when circumstances demand it, as it is in this case. Though there were others who insisted you be granted one regardless. I, Savar, I am not alone in seeing it. Your potential is plain. But I have said enough, and in the name of the Sultana I bid you go forth. See for yourself the wonders of the realm for which the warriors of light risked all. Rise to your calling and fulfill your promise. And should your path be barred by man or beast, strike fast and true, for victory belongs to the bold. Now go, Savar, and heed the crystal's guidance should you ever lose your way.
Big deal. Big job. Hey, Momodi. Ah, back from your meeting with Raubahn, are ya? What did the big man have to say? I'm supposed to go to other places and stuff. Is that a fact? What? Personal envoy of the Flame General himself. So you'll be bearing the great man's words to the leaders of the Alliance, will you? And by airship? Bugger me, that's an honor and a half, that is. But I can't think of anyone who deserves it more. I'm proud of you, Savar. I truly am. Now, I dare say Raubahn told you this, but not many people get to go on airships these days. In fact, most folk go to their graves having never once seen Eorzea from above. Poor buggers shuffle off to meet fall, having never known the blues of Limsa Lominsa's shimmering seas, or the myriad greens of leafy Gridania. But not you, Savar. You'll see those sights and more, and everywhere you go you'll find fascinating folk with fascinating tales to tell. The people you meet, the places you'll go, savor these experiences, for they are priceless all. Saying that, it'd be remiss of me if I didn't remind you to be careful out there. Ul'Dah ain't the only place beset by troubles, as you'll discover when you visit Limsa and Gridania. Truth be told, that might well be exactly what the General wants you to realize. I think he knows what kind of man you are, Savar. And what's that? And what kind's that, you asked? Why, the kind that can't resist sticking his nose in other people's business, of course. And don't you ever go changin'. Safe travels, Savar. I'll see you when you get back. Greetings, sir. This is the reservation counter for passengers traveling to Limsa Lominsa. If I'm not mistaken, you are the Flame General's envoy, Savar Lobelia, yes? Highwind Skyways is at your service. Will you be flying with us today? Yep. Attention, all passengers! The airship bound for Limsa Lominsa is about to depart. Please make your way to the boarding gate. Please ensure as well that you are standing in the center of the airship and not using any of the chairs available to you. They're just for decoration. What if that wasn't the airship that I was on, and they were just waving at a random one? I bet they'd feel pretty fucking stupid.
When we first met beneath the Sultan tree, I sensed there was something unusual about him. I wonder if they will feel the same. Godspeed, Savar! Godspeed! Is that his airship? If I'm right, they'll be singing your praises from here to Far Reach before long. I think that's his airship. May you always walk in the light of the crystal.
Ugh! God, this place smells like fish.
Ah, you must be the envoy from Ul'Dah. Welcome to Limsa Lominsa, sir. Admiral Blofuswin awaits your arrival. You are the Ul'Dah envoy? Welcome to Limsa Lominsa. The Admiral has been looking forward to your arrival. Please, proceed to the crow's lift at your earliest convenience. It will take you to the Bulwark Hall. Once there, pray speak with Xanthale. He will be pleased to show you in to the Admiral's command room on the...
Hello. I'm here to see the big lady. Greetings, sir, and welcome to our fair city. If you would permit me to examine the seal on the missive you carry... Yep, here we go. Letter to the Admiral. Letter addressed to Lominsan Admiral Merlewib Blofuswin. Yes, everything seems to be in order. My apologies. We cannot afford to be complacent, you understand. Please, step this way.
Enter. So the silver-tongued merchants send an adventurer to speak for them. It appears the Ul'Dahs place great faith in you. This way. I bid you welcome. I am Melvib Blufisvin, Admiral of Limsa Lominsa, and Commander of the Maelstrom. Now, what news from Thanalan?
Everything sucks, it's hot, and that's about it. A memorial service to honor the fallen. Seven hells. Has it been 5 years?
5 years since the Garlean Empire sought to wrest Eorzea from our grasp. It was in answer to the imperial threat that the city-states formed the Grand Companies and forged the Eorzean alliance anew. But Garlemald was not content to wager all on a simple contest of martial might. They had other plans. The Meteor Project. Legatus Nael van Darnus, hells take him, intended to cleanse our realm by snatching the lesser moon Dalamud from the heavens and casting it down upon our heads. Desperate to prevent this lunatic scheme, we marched our forces to the Carteneau Flats, and there met the 7th Imperial Legion in battle. Never have I seen a fight like the Battle of Carteneau, and I have seen full many. But though we gave no quarter, spared not one ounce of effort, we could not prevent what happened. From inside the shell of Dalamud came a winged nightmare, a dragon the size of a bloody city. 'Twas the elder primal Bahamut, bent on making an 8th hell of Eorzea. In the space of a breath, the legions of the Empire were set aflame, while our own armies fared little better. 'Twas as if the whole world was burning. Words cannot well describe the scene. And yet, by some miracle, a few among us were spared. Even as I steeled myself for death, a blinding white light enveloped me, robbing me of my senses. When I regained them, the dragon was gone, and the still smoldering land was warped beyond all knowing. Were Archon Louisoix still with us, he would doubtless shed some light on these unfathomable happenings. Alas, he is not, and I fear we will want for his wisdom in the coming days. For while our nations struggle to recover from the devastation, the beastmen call forth their damned primals to torment us anew. Unless we put aside our differences and rebuild now, our foes will catch us unprepared. And I speak not only of the beastmen. Do not imagine that the Empire has forsaken its claim on Eorzea. The Imperials crowd our borders, waiting to strike. Damn it all, we need champions to replace those we lost. But such thoughts are worse than worthless. Time is short, and none will save us save ourselves. It is the duty of every soul who survived the calamity to work together for the good of Eorzea, and this memorial service may be the very thing to unite us. Aye, Raubon has the right of it. I accept his proposal.
I think that might have been the only different line of dialogue in this entire thing. Non-voiced section, that is. I mean, besides this, probably this next part where she specifically mentions the Flame General. But anyway.
Your duty here is done, adventurer. I will see to it that the Flame General receives my reply. You travel next to Gridania, yes?
Yep.
Pray give my regards to the Elder Seedseer. Oh, and tell her the wolf has been sniffing around the stables. A private jest, and one in poor taste, but I would have you tell it all the same. Fare you well, Savar. May the Navigator guide you on your journey. Greetings, sir. This counter is for passengers traveling to Gridania. A pleasure to serve you again, sir. Are you ready to board the airship for Gridania?
Sure. This place does not smell like fish, but it reminds me of home. Well, not home, but reminds me of Golmore.
Ah, you must be the envoy from Ul'Dah. Welcome to Gridania, sir. The Elder Seedseer awaits your arrival.
Greetings, good sir. You are the Ul'Dah envoy, are you not? I have received instructions to assist you. Pray make your way into the city proper, and identify yourself to the conjurer at Nofika's altar. She will admit you to the Lotus Stand, where the Elder Seedseer awaits. Alright, off we go then. Hello!
You are the Ul'Dah envoy? Begging your pardon, sir, but might I inspect the missive you bear?
Yep, it's a letter addressed to the Gridanian Elder Seedseer. Isn't that cool?
Verily, this is the seal of the Supreme Commander of the Immortal Flames. Please, come with me.
So you are the Ul'Dah envoy.
I thought it was pronounced envoy.
On behalf of our fair nation, I bid you welcome. Please. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Khan-e Senna, Elder Seedseer of Gridania, and leader of the Order of the Twin Adder, our nation's grand company. I understand you bear a message from the Flame General.
A remembrance service for the fallen of Cartano. Pray tell me, adventurer, what do you know of our conflict with the Empire? Actually, it would seem my counterparts recounted the tale in some detail. That is well.
Yeah, something about a wolf, by the way.
A message from the Admiral. A wolf has been sniffing around her stables, you say? I see. Well, I shall be pleased to provide her with such counsel as I am able. But first, friend of my friend, I would tell you more of the Garlean threat. For the greater part of its history, Garlemald was not even among the most influential nations in Ilsabard, the northern continent. However, its innovations in the field of magitech some 50 years past helped raise it from the depths of obscurity. Emboldened by this technology, it set about subjugating its neighbors, swiftly absorbing each into its ever-expanding territory. And when all of Ilsabard lay within its grasp, it turned its ravenous gaze upon Eorzea. Yet Garlemald's transformation did not come about by virtue of magitech alone. Its success owed much to the consummate leadership of its first and reigning emperor, Solus Zoscalvus, the man who built an empire in his own lifetime. Yet he has lived long, and after more than 80 winters it is said that he grows frail and ever more prone to illness. If rumors are to be believed, the matter of succession has destabilized the imperial court. This would explain the Empire's relative inactivity in recent years, which has granted us much-needed time to rebuild. Yet we cannot allow ourselves to become complacent, for Garlemald still maintains a presence in Eorzea, in the form of the 14th Imperial Legion. Commanding this great host is Legatus Gaius van Baelsar, a man whose ambitions are well known to us. So long as he breathes Eorzean air, none of us may sleep easy. The calamity wreaked such devastation upon the realm that it has been all The calamity wreaked such devastation upon the realm that it has been all we could do to nurse our wounds, never mind rebuild our defenses. Simply put, we have not the strength to repel the Empire. To add to our woes, the beast tribes continue to summon their primals, whose very existence is a bane upon the land. Each nation is beset with its own primal problems. None has the resources to look beyond its own borders. The Admiral desires my counsel regarding a brazen wolf. She means to tell me the Empire may soon resume its advance. Though the primals pose an undeniable threat to our survival, the threat posed by the Garleans is greater still. Clearly, each nation can no longer afford to think only of that which occurs within its own borders. A storm gathers upon the horizon. If we are to weather it, we must needs stand united once more. A remembrance service may help to rekindle the spirit of unity which brought the peoples of Eorzea together when last the Empire threatened our liberty. The Flame General was wise to make his proposal, and I wholeheartedly approve of it. The necessary provisions shall be made for a service here in Gridania. Your work here is done, my friend. I shall send my reply to the Flame General forthwith. I thank you for coming. May the 12 see you safely home.
Hey everybody, Official Pun Guy here. One last thing we're gonna do. This isn't technically part of the Ul'Dah starting zone. This is just kind of an extra thing that I figured would be easiest to get out of the way here. There are a series of trials available for tanks, just as there are available for DPS, and just as there are available for healers as well. Get the fuck out of my shot, asshole.
There are trials that are available for both tanks, as there are for DPS, and as there are for healers. We've already done the DPS one and the healer one, so I figured we'd do the tank one here on Savar, since he's a tank. So, let's go ahead and do Tank Training Exercise 1. Let's do it. Alright, here we go. Listen up, Novice. For this exercise, you'll be learning avoidance. As an enemy often tips his hand before a big strike, so save yourself some hurt and step clear of the impact. Show you've learned to get out of the way and you pass. Are we clear? Let me know when you're ready to begin. Prepared to start then, are you? Yep. Here we go. This training exercise is now underway. Watch your opponent carefully. When you see an attack coming, move out of the strike zone. You'll be facing me first, and I won't hold back, so be quick on So be quick on your feet. That's the way. Look at my funny ears wiggle, by the way. Time I switch to a new technique. Better change your dance steps. That's the way. You didn't actually hit me, idiot. Look at this Pogger's dodging ability. Now it's my turn. I'll teach you not to ignore a ranged opponent. That's the way. Your last test will be to evade both foes at the same time. Think you can dodge us both? Not if you fucking home gang me, asshole. Keep calm and watch for the signs. Keep it up, lad. You're almost at the end of it. Easy. One down. And this concludes this exercise. Come see me for your reward. Outstanding! Learning to avoid the obvious attacks is a skill all adventurers need. Those who insist on standing still won't survive long in the profession. And speaking of survival, perfecting each of me lessons will earn you a piece of armor to help you in your chosen role. You can repeat the same lesson with other masters and be rewarded with equipment with works best for students of their combat style. Here's your bonus for completing the exercise. Remember this training on the field. Shusha. Listen up. When it comes to your place in the party, you're the wall of steel what takes the enemy if I can. Soaking up the pain and keeping your mates safe. That's what you need to focus on the most during battle. Enmity is a measure of how badly the foe wants to kill you, and it's your job to be at the top of every... So for this exercise, you'll be learning about enmity and how to build it. Remember to bolster yourself with iron will before every battle. That'll get your foes to notice you nice and early. The best way to establish yourself as a threat? String together some nasty combinations. In your case, I'd start out with a fast blade and follow it up with a riot blade. Obviously this changes depending upon what tank you're playing. Show me a solid series of blows and I'll consider your lesson learned. Exercise is now underway. Hit that wooden warrior with your combination. Fast blade first, riot blade second. Don't try nothing fancy. Get the order wrong more than 4 times and we start over. That's the way, lad. Ah, you've got the idea. Keep to the order I tell you. The combination won't sting the same if you mix up the techniques. Well done. Keep it up, lad. You're almost at the end of it. Nice. And this concludes your exercise. Come see me for your reward. Use that combination in battle and you'll build all the enmity you need. When faced with a single foe, it's the simple methods that are often the most effective. Here's your bonus for completing the exercise. Remember this training... Listen up, Novice. Do you recall how you built enmity in the last exercise? This time you'll be testing that combination on a proper opponent. I've said this before, lad, but it bears repeating. Your job is to soak up the pain and keep your mates safe. And you do that by directing the foe's enmity onto yourself. If your ally's still standing at the end of the fight, I'll count that as a win. Are we clear? Let me know when you're ready to begin. Training exercise is now underway. Pound your opponent with your combination. Don't let your ally get hit. That's the way, that's the way. Your ally's getting slaughtered. Drag the foe's attention onto yourself. As you've seen, combinations are a fine way of building enmity. When a party is relying on you to take the hits, you need a reliable method for grabbing the enemy's attention. Here's your bonus for completing the exercise. Remember, there's training on the field of battle. Here's some new shoes. Listen up, Novice. For this exercise, you'll learn how to build enmity with multiple foes. Have you ever tried using the Total Eclipse technique? It'll let you aggravate an entire group of enemies. Once again, that's different, depending upon which tank you're playing. Total Eclipse hits every bugger within a circle around you. Make sure you're positioned so you don't miss anybody. This training exercise is now underway. Hey, guess what? We're going to do the same thing we did before. Use your Total Eclipse technique to hit all 3 dummies at once. If you fail to carry out my instructions 5 times, you'll be starting this exercise over. It's a good thing this is easy as shit. Well done. Did you not hear me, lad? Use Total Eclipse to hit all 3 dummies at the same time. Ah, you've got the idea. Keep it up, lad. You're almost at the end of it. When facing multiple foes, for this exercise you'll be training against multiple opponents. Use Total Eclipse to gain enmity within a group, just like you practiced. Be sure that the enemy's only interested in hitting you. Defeat every enemy on the field, and I'll consider your lesson learned. Adjust your position so you hit all foes with Total Eclipse. Once you've got the situation under control, you can start using combinations. Says, come see me for your reward. Let me teleport you right in front of me, even though you're already walking towards me. Do you see how fighting a group calls for the different technique? If you want to be at your most effective, you need to switch your... Well, let's go ahead and, God fucking damn it. One moment. Well, that was embarrassing, but I got the thingy now. For this exercise, you'll learn to establish enmity with a ranged attack. In battle, your enemies won't care not for fair. Stroll into a pack of foes and your ass gonna get swarmed. And your shield lob technique will be the tool for the job, or tomahawk. Rather than blunder into a mob of nasties, you're better off pulling a few at a time from a safe distance. Defeat every last enemy on the field again. This lesson, of course, becomes immediately obsolete by the fact that eventually they start making it so if you pull one enemy, you pull every enemy in that pack regardless. So, you know, training exercise is now underway. Don't get too close, you don't want to fight them all at once. Use Shield Lob to break a chunk away from the group, then grab their full attention with Total Eclipse once they reach you. That's it, divide and conquer, lad. If this was an actual dungeon, all of those guys would have gotten pulled. Like, that's just how it works. They really ought to go back and update these to make more sense. But, whatever. That's the way.
Keep at it, lad. You're almost at the end of it. Wahoo. Oh, shit. Let me try that again. Got a little trigger happy there. You see how easy it was to split apart that big, nasty mob? The situation doesn't always allow it, but often there's a better strategy than charge. Here's your bonus for completing this exercise. For this exercise, you'll learn to deal with reinforcements. Sometimes there are latecomers to a battle, so you've got to stay alert. If you notice a new foe arrive, don't give in to panic. Keep calm and pick up the enemy with your usual tools. Are they too far for a combination? Then reel them in with shield lob. Or tomahawk. Once you've got everyone nice and close, you can switch to total eclipse to keep that enmity flowing. Exercise is now underway. The Axeman will call for aid at certain points in the battle. Prioritize taking down the reinforcements. There's a new enemy on the field. Use shield lob if you have to. Nice work. Now take down that newcomer. Move yourself and the fight some distance away. You don't want your ally getting hit by... Rounding up reinforcements ain't so hard, eh? And here's your bonus for completing the exercise. Remember that's trending on the field of battle. New...
Ah, it is time for exercise finale.
This is it, the final exercise. As the culmination of your training, all the skills you've learned or until now will be put to the test. Breathe deep, remember your lessons, and you'll do fine. Let me know when you're ready to begin. Put me in, coach. Prepared to start then, are ya? Yep, let's do it. This training exercise is now underway. Right, let's start with the basics. Keep the foe away from your allies and watch... You've got more company. Establish yourself as the biggest threat. Uh-oh. There we go. More reinforcements. Take control of the field. Show them who's in charge. You've handled groups in your previous training. This one's no... You're near the end of it now, but stay focused. This bloke's a bit of a handful. Woo! And this concludes the exercise. Come see me for your reward. Now it actually makes sense to teleport me. Congratulations on completing me course, lad. Here's a little something to mark the occasion. Well, everybody, that is going to mark the end of the Ul'Dah starting area. Obviously, as mentioned in the Gridania video, there are a couple of other different dialogue things that play as you meet the Scions and as you introduce yourself to everybody. You know, there are some different things because you met Thancred first rather than, you know, any of the other ones. But since those are very small things, I'm figuring I'm probably just going to ignore them for the time being. But with that being said, that is going to do it for the initial adventures here in Ul'Dah. Everything after this from now all kind of lines up together. So, once again, thank you all very much for joining me. If you enjoyed this episode of A Realm Reread, this special bonus episode, please consider leaving a like, a subscribe, or even following me on twitch.tv/officialpunguy if you want to see more streams similar to this as we go through the entirety of Final Fantasy XIV, reading everything there is to read to an extent. I will try my best. And with that, thank you all very much for watching and have a wonderful evening. Goodbye.